close your eyes. Take a deep, slow breath, and as you exhale, feel the weight of the day begin to dissolve. Imagine you are walking through the bustling, sun-drenched highlands of Oromia, where the golden light is warm and the air is alive with the hum of the trading caravans. But you are not staying in the heat. You are turning away from the noise, moving toward a heavy, ancient wooden door set into a wall of solid, cool stone. As you push it open, a wave of refreshing, tempered air greets you, welcoming you into a sanctuary of silence. You are entering the merchant's vault, a place carved deep into the earth, where the sun's glare is reduced to a soft, golden sliver of light filtering down from a high, narrow shaft. Everything here is peaceful. You are safe, tucked away from the vast, demanding world outside. Go out held in the quiet embrace of these thick, ancient walls. The floor is smooth stone, cool beneath your feet, and the room smells of something precious, a deep, complex blend of resin, earth, and history. Go out here. Time does not move in minutes or hours. It moves in the slow, rhythmic cadence of the merchant's work. He is sitting at a white, go-out study table, his movements precise and calm. In front of him are bowls filled with the treasures of the highlands, frankincense, shimmering like drops of hardened sunlight, and myrrh, rich and dark, like the bark of an ancient forest. As he sorts them, a gentle dry sound fills the room, a soft clatter, a rhythmic rustling as the resins tumble into the wooden bowls. It is a hypnotic steady sound, a lullaby of commerce and tradition that invites your mind to settle and your body to relax completely. There is nothing expected of you here. No one is calling your name. No tasks are waiting to be finished. You are simply a guest in this subterranean haven. Go out wrapped in the soothing, balsamic aroma of incense that has been traded through these mountains for 1,000 years. Let your shoulders soften. Release the tension in your jaw. Feel your heartbeat slow down to match the steady, deliberate pace of the merchant's hands. With every sound of a resin drop finding its place in the bowl, you sink deeper into comfort. The outside world, with its heat and its hurry, is millions of miles away. Go out here. There is only the cooling shadow, the rhythmic sound, and the quiet satisfaction of a job done with patience and grace. You are completely at rest. Go out enveloped by a sense of security and timelessness that allows your thoughts to drift away like smoke rising from a low flame. Allow yourself to be carried by the rhythm, letting the coolness of the stone walls and the warmth of the incense create a cocoon of perfect stillness around you. You are exactly where you need to be. There is no tomorrow to plan for and no yesterday to regret. There is only the gentle, rhythmic motion of the merchant's hands and the quiet, comforting sanctuary of this vault. Listen to the sound of the resin. Feel the stillness of the air. And let yourself drift into the deepest, most restorative peace you have felt in a long time. You are safe. You are calm. And you are ready to let go of everything. Sinking into the quiet, fragrant dark. The sanctuary you have entered is a masterpiece of ancient architecture, designed not just for security, but for the preservation of the senses. As you stand near the entrance, your eyes adjust to the dim light, and you begin to notice the deliberate arrangement of the room. The stone walls are not merely carved, they are polished by generations of touch and the natural oils of the resins stored here. These walls hold the cool temperatures of the earth deep within their mineral structure, acting as a natural buffer against the scorching climate of the Oromian highlands. It is this cooling effect that greets you immediately, a gentle touch against your skin that signals your nervous system to stand down, to lower its defenses, and to accept the invitation of this subterranean retreat. The merchant sits at the center of the room, his presence as steady and grounded as the stone beneath his feet. He does not look up, not because he is unfriendly, but because he is completely absorbed in the meditative flow of his work. His focus is a gift to you. He creates a boundary that separates this room from the chaotic reality of the outside world. He picks up a handful of frankincense, the pale, translucent tears catching what little light filters down from above. They are beautiful festooned like diamonds, but softer, warmer to the touch. He turns them over, inspecting them for purity, feeling their texture between his thumb and forefinger. Then with a gentle calculated movement, he releases them into the primary wooden bowl. The sound is delicate, a dry, crystalline tinkling that cascades through the air, vibrating softly against the stone walls. It's a sound that carries the essence of the desert and the mountain, a sound that has signaled rest and ritual for millennia. You watch his hands, recognizing that this is not merely a task of sorting, but a ritual of restoration. He is separating the small from the large, the clear from the cloudy, the fragrant from the more muted. Each piece is handled with care, a testament to the value placed upon these materials. You find yourself mimicking his pace, slowing your own internal rhythm to mirror the slow, deliberate motion of his hands. Your breath, which was once shallow and hurried, has begun to match the steady inhale and exhale of the quiet room. You notice the dust motes dancing in a shaft of light, each one a tiny illuminated particle of history, suspended in the stillness. They drift lazily, caught in the currents of the cool air, never landing, just existing in a state of suspended animation. You are like them, drifting in the calm, unburdened by gravity or time. The air here is thick with history. It carries the faint, lingering ghosts of ancient trade routes, of camels laden with spice and resin, of long forgotten empires that once sought these very treasures. But you are not tasked with remembering that history. You are only here to experience the peace it brings. The aroma is omnipresent, a deep resinous scent that is at once woody, citrusy, and sweet. It coats the air, soothing your lungs with every breath. It is a grounding scent, one that pulls your awareness away from the abstract worries of the future and the persistent echoes of the past, pinning you firmly in the comfort of this precise eternal moment. As the merchant continues his work, the sound becomes more layered. He brings in the myrrh, now darker, more irregular pieces that look like fragments of volcanic rock. When these meet the wooden bowl, the sound is heavier, more profound. It is a deeper, duller clatter that reverberates differently, adding a grounding bass note to the light, tinkling soprano of the frankincense. The combination is hypnotic. It is a rhythmic pulse, a heartbeat for the vault, and as you listen, you feel your entire body becoming heavy. The muscles in your legs are loose. Your back, usually so stiff from the weight of the day, is melting into the support beneath you. You are sinking not into the ground, but into a layer of comfort and security that feels as thick and protective as the vault walls themselves. You observe the way the shadows move in the room. They are slow, shifting almost imperceptibly as the sun traces its path across the sky above. These shadows are your friends. They are the gentle darkness that invites you to close your eyes, to let the visual world fade into the background, so that you can focus entirely on the sensations of sound and scent. The merchant reaches for a new pile of resin. his fingers working with a dexterity that comes from years of repetition. He is a master of his craft, and in his mastery he provides a form of sanctuary that few others could replicate. He is the guardian of the quiet, the keeper of the calm, and as long as he is working, the vault remains a place of total safety. You feel a profound sense of gratitude for this stillness. It is a rare gift in a world that so often demands movement, noise, and constant vigilance. Go out here. You are relieved of all those burdens. You are simply a witness to the beauty of slow, meaningful labor. In the heart of this subterranean chamber, the silence is not empty. It is filled with a rich, velvet density that cushions every thought before it can become a worry. The merchant's rhythmic work continues, an anchor in the quiet, as he meticulously classifies the resins. He leans slightly, his silhouette cast against the stone, a steady figure representing order and patience. You observe the way he handles the myrrh, rolling the dark, resinous chunks between his palms, warming them slightly, releasing their deep, earthy fragrance into the stagnant air. This scent is darker than the frankincense, more grounding, a smell that speaks of deep earth and hidden things. It fills the corners of your mind, clearing away the clutter of the day and replacing it with a sense of profound, heavy peace. Your eyelids are growing heavier, following the slow circular motions of his hands. You find that you no longer need to see to understand the beauty of this place. The sounds alone are enough to paint a picture of perfection. The light, dry click of a clear resin bead striking the polished wood of the bowl, followed by the soft, thudding crunch of a larger, darker piece settling into its place. Each sound is a heartbeat, counting down the seconds into minutes of pure, unadulterated relaxation. You feel as though you are floating in a warm, dark pool of calm. There is no need to count the breaths anymore. Your body has taken over the task, finding its own natural, slow rhythm. In, out, in, out. The air you draw into your lungs is fragrant and cool, a balm that soothes your throat and chest. Every muscle in your body, from the tips of your toes to the muscles of your face, is completely released. Your hands are resting palms upward, fingers slightly curled, just as the merchant's fingers curl around the precious treasures of the earth. You are entirely at home here, tucked away within the protective embrace of stone and shadow. The merchant takes a long, slow breath, a sign that even he is beginning to succumb to the hypnotic power of his own work. He pauses, holding a particularly large golden tear of frankincense up to the narrow shaft of light. It glows like an ember, a captured star from the heavens, before he carefully places it into the center of the bowl. The sound it makes is singular and clear, a final perfect note in a long composition of peace. He is proud of his work, but his pride is quiet, internal, and entirely devoid of ego. He knows that these resins will eventually travel far, will be burned in temples, used in medicines, or cherished in private homes. But for now, they belong to the quiet of the vault. And you belong here too, a silent participant in this ancient cycle of harvesting, sorting, and resting. As he continues, you realize that the vault is not just a room, it is a space designed to help you transcend the boundaries of the self. You are shedding your external identities, the roles you play, the duties you carry, the person you are for others. Go out here. In the dim, amber-tinted light, you are only a consciousness, a witness, a presence drifting in the sea of calm. You are as weightless as the dust motes. You are as still as the stone. There is a deep, abiding safety in this, a security that goes deeper than the thick walls or the locked door. It is the security of knowing that you have finally stopped running, stopped trying, and stopped searching. You have arrived. The merchant reaches for a new bowl, the wood sounding slightly different, a deeper resonant hollow as he sets it onto the stone table. This marks a new phase in his labor, and you find your attention shifting to follow him. He is moving from the high-grade frankincense to a secondary batch, a different blend. The pace is slightly slower now, more deliberate. He is teaching you through his actions the value of pacing yourself, of giving each action the time it requires to be done well. You are absorbing this lesson into your very marrow. Your mind, which usually races ahead of itself, is now content to stay exactly where it is right here, in the present moment, watching, listening, and breathing. If you have been feeling the weight of the world pulling at your shoulders, let it fall away now. Let it slip down the cool, rough walls of this vault and disappear into the dark floor. You do not need to carry it anymore. You are in a place where the only things that matter are the things that bring peace, the scent of resin, the coolness of the air, the steady sound of progress, and the absolute absence of demand. You are enveloped, protected, and entirely free. Before you go any further into this state of deep restorative rest, take a moment to truly appreciate the sanctuary you have found. We invite you to subscribe to Sleepy History with Arthur, where every episode is a journey into a different peaceful corner of time and space, designed specifically to guide you into a restful sleep. By joining our community, you ensure that you always have a place to retreat to when the world becomes too loud, too bright, or too fast. Let us be your companions in the quiet, helping you to find the stillness you deserve at the end of each long day. With this small gesture, you open the door to a library of calm, a collection of stories that act as a soft blanket for the mind, and you support the creation of more nights filled with the gentle rhythmic peace of places like this stone vault in Oromia. Stay with us as we continue to sort through the memories of the past, finding the beauty in the small forgotten moments of history. The rhythm of the vault has now become the rhythm of your own heart. Each movement of the merchant is a steady, predictable beat that echoes in the quiet expanse of the room. He shifts his weight on the wooden stool, the sound muffled by the thick, cool air, and he reaches into a new leather satchel, drawing out a handful of frankincense. The resin spills through his fingers like golden sand, the individual pieces clicking softly against each other before they hit the wooden bowl with a sound as crisp as autumn leaves. You find yourself focusing on the irregularity of the sound, noticing how no two drops are exactly the same. Some are sharp and staccato, others are dull and rhythmic, blending together into a complex, soothing, percussive sequence that feels inherently natural, almost like the patter of gentle rain on a roof. You are completely submerged in the atmosphere now. The light from the narrow shaft in the ceiling has shifted ever so slightly, moving from a sharp bright blade of gold to a softer diffused amber that paints the walls in long gentle streaks. Time is passing, yet it feels as though the clock has been suspended. The heat of the outside world, the intensity of the Oromian sun, the dust of the caravans, the noise of the market are concepts that exist in another dimension. Go out here. There is only the cooling touch of the stone beneath you and the fragrant, resinous air that seems to act as a physical blanket, tucking you into a state of profound comfort. You are not a traveler, nor are you a merchant. You are a static point in the center of a calm, vast, and ancient reality. The merchant pauses his work for a moment. He does not stop moving entirely, but his hands slow to a crawl, resting upon the surface of the pile of resin. He is listening. Perhaps he is listening to the silence of the vault. Perhaps he is listening to the faint, distant sounds of the earth settling. Or perhaps he is simply savoring the very scent that you are savoring. There is a profound connection between you and this stranger in the dark. He does not know you are there, yet his very presence is keeping you grounded. His labor is a form of service that creates this quietude, and in his stillness, you find the mirror of your own desire for rest. You can feel your own limbs becoming heavy, the kind of weight that indicates the body is ready to relinquish all tension. Think of your feet planted firmly on the cool floor of the vault. Feel the texture of the stone, the subtle irregularities that have been smoothed down over time. Feel that coolness travel up through your ankles, soothing the tiredness of your legs, relaxing the muscles that have carried you through the long, demanding hours of your day. The sensation is like a cool stream flowing over parched earth, bringing life, relaxation, and ease. Allow this wave of calm to move upward through your knees, your thighs, and into your lower back. As it reaches your spine, imagine the vertebrae stacking gently, one by one, releasing the grip of the muscles that have been holding you upright against the world's expectations. You are collapsing inward, not with exhaustion, but with the blissful relief of someone who has finally put down a heavy pack. The air remains perfectly still. There is no breeze here, only the circulation of air that has spent its time cooling against the deep-set foundations of the mountain. It smells of resin, of course, but there is more. There is the faint mineral scent of the stone itself, a scent that is thousands of years old and carries with it a sense of permanence and endurance. You are breathing in this permanence. You are filling your lungs with the feeling of stone, the feeling of mountain, the feeling of things that endure despite the passing of empires and the shifting of seasons. It is a powerful, grounding sensation that anchors your consciousness, making it impossible to wander into the future or dwell on the past. Listen again to the sound of the merchant. He has begun to separate the myrrh again, the dark, jagged pieces clattering together. The sound is different, more resonant, a deeper vibration that seems to hum in the very air around you. It is a sound that requires your total attention, yet it gives back a sense of order. You are witnessing the sorting of the world, a microcosmic attempt to bring clarity to the chaos of the raw harvest. In this, you see your own potential to sort through the chaos of your thoughts. You too can separate the essential from the trivial. You too can organize the fragments of your mind into something beautiful, something useful, and something peaceful. But for now, you do not even need to do that. You can simply watch the merchant. He is doing it for you. You are drifting further and further from the shore of wakefulness. The edges of the room seem to blur, the boundaries between the shadows and the light becoming less defined. You are not losing your way. You are finding your way to a place where only rest exists. The merchant's rhythmic clicking has become a lullaby, a cadence that sets the tempo for your own thoughts, slowing them down until they are nothing more than gentle ripples on the surface of a pond. The pond is deep, dark, and perfectly calm. You are safe in this water, buoyed by the silence, cradled by the history of this place, and comforted by the simple ancient task that continues and continues and continues. There is nothing to do, there is nothing to be, there is only this. The amber light from the narrow shaft above has shifted again, lengthening into a soft golden bridge that stretches across the floor of the vault. This slow glacial movement of light reminds you that time is not a master here, but a guest. Everything in this room serves the purpose of deceleration. Even the dust motes, those tiny illuminated dancers in the sunbeam, seem to have slowed their frantic spinning, moving in long, graceful arcs as if the air itself has become thicker, more viscous, more supportive of their gentle drift. You find yourself watching them with the intensity of a child, mesmerized by their aimless, beautiful journey. They land on the wooden bowls, they land on a pile of resins, they land on your skin, and each time they do, they are absorbed into the silence. The merchant has now moved on to a final delicate step of his process. He is using a small soft brush made of animal hair to clear the dust from the larger pieces of frankincense. The sound has changed again. The crisp, percussive click of the resin on wood has been replaced by a soft, whispering susurrus, a sound like wind moving through dry grass, or the rustle of silk against stone. It is incredibly soothing, a sound that brushes against your senses like a feather, smoothing over the jagged edges of your remaining thoughts. You can feel this sound physically. It is a gentle friction that warms the back of your neck and causes your eyelids to flutter. You are not fighting the sleepiness. You are welcoming it as a long-lost friend. Deep within the vault, the temperature remains consistent, a cool, refreshing constant that holds your body in a state of relaxed suspension. You are neither hot nor cold. You are perfectly comfortably temperate. Your extremities feel light, as if they were made of the very dust motes you are watching. Your core feels dense and grounded, anchored by the heavy, thick walls of the sanctuary. This balance between weightlessness and grounding is the hallmark of the deepest, most restorative sleep. It is the feeling of being held, of being safe, of being completely removed from the requirements of the world outside. Consider the journey these resins have taken to reach this vault. They were tapped from the trees in the harsh, dry heat of the lowlands, harvested by hands that knew the rhythm of the seasons, carried over long, winding paths across the highlands, and finally brought here to be cleaned, sorted, and prepared. They carry the spirit of the trees, the spirit of the earth, and the spirit of the people who tended them. You are sitting in the company of these spirits. You are breathing in the essence of 1,000 years of labor. It is a humble, quiet, and profoundly peaceful experience. There is no urgency in the resin's journey, and there should be no urgency in yours. The merchant sighs, a long drawn-out sound that is more of a physical release than a vocal expression. It is a sigh of contentment, a sound that says the day's work has been sufficient, that everything is in its place, and that there is nothing more that needs to be done. It is a permission slip for you to stop trying to hold on to your day. You can let the details go. You can stop reviewing the conversations you had, the tasks you completed, and the worries that still linger in the corners of your mind. They are all just dust, and like the dust, they can settle, they can drift, and they can disappear into the shadows of this vault. As the merchant cleans the final piece, he places it into the bowl with a deliberate, quiet grace. The bowl is now full, a mound of golden and dark treasures that catches the last of the afternoon light. The room seems to dim, the shadows reaching out to embrace the corners, pulling the entire space into a soft monochromatic violet. You are becoming a part of the shadows, losing your individual outline and melting into the peaceful, silent architecture of the vault. The air feels even more fragrant now, the resins having been disturbed and cleaned, their essential oils released into the cool, still air. It is a scent of profound depth, a smell that signifies the end of a cycle and the beginning of a long, quiet night. You are ready now to cross the final threshold into true, deep rest. The merchant stands up, his movements stiff but slow, and he gathers his tools. He does not rush. He cleans the table with a soft cloth, the sound of the cloth against the stone, a final rhythmic whisper. You are left alone in the vault, or perhaps you are still there with him. It hardly matters. The silence is the same, the safety is the same, and the comfort is the same. The darkness is not threatening. It is a velvet covering, a cool, thick fabric that drapes over you, obscuring the world and leaving you in a state of absolute, profound quiet. Sleepy History with Arthur is a sleep history storytelling platform created for entertainment, inspiration, education, and the promotion of positive emotional values. You have found your way here to this moment of total peace, and you can stay here as long as you like. The vault is yours. The silence is yours. The rest is yours. Allow yourself to slip away now, drifting on the scent of incense, carried by the rhythm of the past into the most peaceful sleep you have known. The transition from the day's activity to the deep stillness of evening within the vault is a process of unfolding. As the merchant moves toward the heavy wooden door to secure the sanctuary for the night, his footsteps are deliberate and muffled by the thick, cool air. You follow his movements not with your eyes, which have grown heavy and weary of the light, but with your senses. Each sound is a marker of your deepening relaxation. The click of the door latch is not a sound of confinement, but of enclosure, a signal that the world is locked out and you are safely within. The echo of the latch reverberates once, twice, and then vanishes, swallowed by the immense comforting weight of the stone walls. You are completely alone now. Or perhaps you are simply one with the room, a quiet consciousness resting in the dark, fragrant heart of the mountain. The air in the vault has settled into a state of absolute, motionless grace. The resins that were so recently agitated by the merchant's hands now rest, their volatile oils settling into the atmosphere, creating an olfactory embrace that feels substantial and protective. You breathe it in, and with every breath, you feel yourself drifting further away from the structures of your conscious mind. The specific details of your life, the dates, the names, the obligations are dissolving into the shadows. They are no longer relevant here. In the vault, there is only the present, a thin, precious slice of time where nothing is required of you. You are like a seed buried in the fertile, cool earth, waiting for the cycle of rest to complete itself. Consider the thickness of these walls. They were not built in a day. They were assembled with patience, stone upon stone, each layer mortared by the labor of those who understood the need for a sanctuary. You can feel that collective patience radiating from the stone. It is a slow, grounding energy that stabilizes your nervous system, pulling you down from the erratic, high-frequency energy of the modern world into the low, steady vibration of the ancient earth. Your heartbeat has found this same frequency. It is slow, regular, and utterly calm. There is no anxiety here, for anxiety cannot exist in a place where time has stopped. You are held in a suspension of peace that defies the rushing world outside. As you lie here floating in the dark, imagine the path of the mountain above you. It is vast, covered in ancient trees and dry, scrubby brush that bends in the evening breeze. The sun has long since vanished, and the stars are beginning to emerge, cold and bright in the thin highland air. But you do not need to look at the sky. You are the mountain itself. You are the deep, quiet interior, the hidden sacred space that remains unchanged by the weather or the light. You are the stone, the resin, the silence, and the peace. The darkness is not black. It is a rich, warm, and comforting indigo that softens the edges of your reality, making it easy to let go of your last remaining attachments. You might feel a slight shift in your body, a natural movement to find the absolute center of your comfort. Perhaps your shoulders drop another inch or your hands relax their grip on the air. Do not worry about the positions. Let your body decide what it needs. It knows the way to rest better than your mind does. It is returning to its baseline, to the state of ease it possessed before the world taught it to be vigilant. You are undoing the programming of the day. You are unwinding the tight coil springs of your productivity. You are returning to a state of being, a simple, unadorned existence that finds fulfillment in the act of breathing. Think of the resins once more. Think of them not as objects to be traded, but as fragments of the earth's own memory. They have spent seasons accumulating, growing, and hardening, and now they are resting in this bowl, waiting, just like you. There is a kinship between you and these golden tears. You are both in a period of harvest, gathering the energy of the past and storing it for the future. But for tonight, the harvest is over. The work is finished. There is nothing left to collect, nothing left to pack, nothing left to transport. You have reached the final destination of your day, the deepest part of the vault where you are entirely safe. The silence is so profound that you can hear the very rhythm of your own internal processes, the slow rhythmic pulse of your blood, the gentle expanding and contracting of your lungs. This is the music of the body at peace. It is a song that has been played since the dawn of time, a universal lullaby that calms the spirit and prepares the mind for the journey into dreams. You are drifting on this music. The boundaries of your physical form are softening. You are becoming a part of the air, a part of the scent, a part of the stillness. You are becoming the vault itself. Sleepy History with Arthur is a sleep history storytelling platform created for entertainment, inspiration, education, and the promotion of positive emotional values. This mission is woven into every breath of our stories, designed to help you disconnect from the noise and reconnect with the quiet strength of your own soul. As you drift closer to sleep, remember that this sanctuary is always here for you, a digital vault that you can open whenever the world feels too demanding. You are supported, you are guided, and you are destined for a rest that is as deep and restorative as the ancient earth itself. Let the darkness take you now. Let the scent of the resin wrap around you like a heavy velvet shroud. You are ready. You are sinking into the beautiful, endless, and perfectly peaceful dark. The silence in the vault has reached a state of perfection, a depth that feels almost physical, as if the air itself has become a velvet barrier between you and the remainder of the world. In this absolute stillness, your mind begins to mirror the environment, shedding the complex, jagged edges of conscious thought. You are no longer thinking in sentences. You are thinking in textures and colors. The golden hue of the frankincense, the deep obsidian weight of the myrrh, the cool slate gray surface of the stone walls. These are the images that drift through your inner landscape. They are slow, drifting shapes that do not demand your analysis. They simply exist, and by existing, they invite you to do the same. You are letting go of the need to understand, to categorize, or to react. You are simply allowing yourself to be, a small quiet presence within the ancient architecture of the Oromian highlands. There is a unique comfort in knowing that you are underground, beneath the weight of the mountain. It feels like being in a cradle, protected by the very foundations of the earth. Any wind that might be blowing across the high plateaus above, any storm that might be gathering in the distance, any heat that might be baking the surface, all of it is irrelevant here. You are separated from the fluctuations of the climate and the chaos of the environment. You're in a zone of absolute regulation, where the temperature is constant and the atmosphere is perpetually still. This consistency is a balm for your nervous system, which has likely spent the day adjusting to 100 different small changes and demands. Here, the world is stable, the world is reliable, the world is calm. Your breathing has become so quiet that it is nearly indistinguishable from the background silence. It is a slow, rhythmic tide, pulling in the fragrant, resinous air and releasing it with a sense of complete surrender. With every exhale, you feel a little more of your physical tension leaving you. The tightness in your shoulders, which has been your silent companion through the day, has melted away, leaving your upper body feeling loose and unanchored. The tension in your jaw, the clenching of your teeth, the furrowing of your brow, all of these unconscious habits have vanished, replaced by a smooth, blank expression of total contentment. Your body is becoming soft, becoming fluid, becoming a part of the darkness that fills the vault. Consider the journey of the light once more. Though the vault is dark, you know that the light of the stars is wailing across the sky above, indifferent and vast. The thought of that vastness used to be overwhelming, but here, protected by the heavy stone, it feels strangely comforting. It reminds you that you are a small, quiet part of a much larger eternal system. You do not need to manage the stars. You do not need to track the progress of the night. You are permitted to ignore the cosmic scale and focus entirely on your own immediate experience of rest. You are small, you are safe, and you are allowed to be still. There is an aromatic thread that connects you to the history of this place. The scent of the incense is not just a smell, it is a bridge. It connects you to the merchants who stood exactly where you are standing hundreds of years ago, feeling the same coolness, hearing the same silence, and finding the same peace. You are participating in a timeless ritual of storage and rest. Just as the resins are stored here to be preserved, you are here to preserve yourself, to regain your strength, and to settle your spirit. This is a sanctuary for the weary, a place where the products of the earth are kept safe and where you too are kept safe. Feel the floor beneath you again. It is not cold in a way that chills. It is cool in a way that heals. It draws the excess heat from your body, the agitation from your mind, and the restlessness from your soul. It is a conductive surface, a bridge between your physical form and the grounded, unmoving earth. Every time you shift slightly, the contact with the stone is a reminder of where you are, protected, enclosed, and removed from the reach of the outside. You are tucked into the very core of the highlands, and there is no door that can be opened, no demand that can reach you, and no voice that can find you in this deep, resonant silence. As the minutes stretch into an unmeasurable duration, you might find your consciousness flickering like a lamp turning low. This is not something to be feared. It is the final gentle descent into sleep. You are drifting on a sea of dark, fragrant air, guided by the memory of the merchant's steady work. Each piece of resin he placed in the bowl was a step down into this calm. Now, the stairs are behind you, and you are resting at the bottom of the deep, peaceful valley of your own mind. There is no need to climb back up. There is no need to return to the surface. You can stay here as long as you need, wrapped in the cool, silent, and wonderfully secure embrace of the vault. The world will wait for you, but for now, the world does not exist. Only this moment exists, and in this moment, you are finally, completely, and blissfully at peace. The darkness within the vault is not a void. It is a soft, tangible presence that seems to press gently against your skin, much like a heavy blanket made of the finest, coolest linen. In this profound seclusion, your senses begin to lose their sharp edges. The world of form and shadow has blended into a singular, cohesive experience of relief. You are no longer navigating the room. You are residing within the very essence of it. The scent of the frankincense, so bright and citrusy earlier, has matured into a deep, woody base note, while the myrrh provides a grounded, balsamic anchor that keeps your spirit tethered to the earth. These aromas are the foundation of your rest, creating a persistent aromatic signal to your brain that it is time to cease all vigilance and succumb to the quiet. Think about the sheer, immense weight of the mountain pressing down on these stone walls. It is a comforting thought, a symbol of absolute permanence. You are encased in a tomb of peace, protected from the unpredictable nature of the sky, the fluctuations of the wind, and the relentless march of human history. The mountain does not care about your to-do lists. It does not know about the deadlines that loom on the horizon. It only knows the slow glacial pace of geological time, a pace that is so profoundly slow that it makes every human worry seem like a fleeting ripple on a vast dark lake. You are matching your internal rhythm to this geological tempo, slowing your thoughts until they are nothing more than the slow movement of tectonic plates. You may find yourself drifting in and out of a dreamlike state, where the memories of the merchant's hands are still vivid. You can almost see the way he tilted the wooden bowls, how the resins caught the last dying light of the sun shaft, and the meticulous rhythmic way he cleaned the stones. These memories are not triggers for thought. They are anchors for your relaxation. They are the repetitive loops that keep your mind from darting off into future anxieties or past regrets. They are the steady, reliable sounds of a life lived in harmony with the natural world, a life that prioritizes the quality of the work over the speed of the output. By observing him, you have learned the value of the pause, the beauty of the breath, and the necessity of the silence. Your body is now so deeply relaxed that you can no longer distinguish where your limbs end and the stone floor begins. There is a sense of total immersion, as if you have been poured into the shape of the vault and are now perfectly fitted to its proportions. Your heartbeat is a soft, distant thud that you feel in your chest, a gentle reminder of life that is so slow, so calm, and so steady that it provides a constant, rhythmic reassurance. Every breath you take is deeper than the last, expanding your lungs to their full capacity before releasing the air in a slow, controlled stream. You are filling your body with the stillness of the room, turning the act of resting into a restorative, almost sacred process. Do you feel the coolness on your skin? It is the touch of the deep, undisturbed earth. It is a restorative, cooling sensation that draws out the heat of the day, neutralizing the stress that has collected in your muscles and joints. It is a cleansing force, an invisible tide that washes through you, leaving nothing behind but a clean blank slate. You are becoming lighter, freer, and more at peace. With every passing moment, there is no resistance left in you. You have surrendered the fight. You have relinquished the burden of being in control. You are simply a traveler who has found the most perfect inn at the end of a very long, very tiring road. As the quiet deepens, the atmosphere of the vault seems to expand, becoming an infinite space of tranquility. You are safe in this expanse. You are protected by the legacy of the traders who came before you, the silent stoic mountain above you, and the thick impenetrable walls that surround you. There is no danger here. There is no intrusion. There is only the long unfolding night and the promise of a rest so deep that it will remake you. Your mind is ready for this transformation. It is ready to leave behind the complexities of the awake world and descend into the restorative, beautiful simplicity of the dream world. We invite you to make this retreat a regular part of your journey toward wellness. Subscribe to Sleepy History with Arthur, a sanctuary where stories and history blend to create the perfect environment for your nightly transition into sleep. By joining us, you are choosing to prioritize your peace, to value your rest, and to treat your mind to the gentle restorative power of slow historical storytelling. Sleepy History with Arthur combines the power of AI to reimagine fictional historical tales, bringing peace, relaxation, and positive emotional values to our listeners. Let us guide you through the gates of sleep each night, holding the light of calm while you drift safely away. You are ready to let go completely now, sinking into the silence, embracing the dark, and finding the rest you have earned. The stillness in the vault has settled into a profound, heavy silence that feels like a physical presence. It is a quiet so absolute that you can hear the internal hum of your own resting body, a gentle rhythmic sound that keeps time with the slow fading of your conscious awareness. Every muscle, from the fine, delicate fibers in your face to the large, powerful muscles in your legs, has achieved a state of total blissful release. You are no longer holding yourself up. The floor is holding you. You are no longer bracing yourself against the world. The thick stone walls are buffering you from any possibility of intrusion. There is a sense of immense structural safety here, a feeling that you are tucked into the very heart of the earth, where nothing can reach you, where nothing can demand anything of you, and where you are entirely free to be nothing but a presence in the dark. Think of the air around you, saturated with the fine microscopic particles of the frankincense and myrrh. Even in the deepest part of the night, when the light has vanished from the high, narrow shaft, the fragrance remains a persistent, soothing reminder of the ancient treasures stored in this room. This scent is a bridge to a simpler time, a sensory anchor that pulls you away from the complexities of the modern world and grounds you in the ancient, slow-moving reality of the highlands. It is a warm, resinous smell that feels as though it is wrapping around you like a heavy, soft, and protective cloak. You breathe it in, and it feels as though you are breathing in the patience of the earth itself. The scent is a lullaby, a silent song that speaks of patience, of harvest, and of the long, quiet seasons of the soul. Your mind is now like a pool of dark, still water. There are no ripples, there are no incoming streams to disturb the surface. The images of the merchant's work, the movement of his hands, the tumble of the resins, the way the light danced in the dust, are still there, but they are submerged, resting at the bottom of the pool. They are no longer active, no longer demanding your attention. They are merely background, a gentle foundation for the silence. You have arrived at the deepest part of your own rest, a place where the distinction between you and the environment has begun to dissolve. You are not a person sitting in a vault. You are a consciousness experiencing the profound peace of a sanctuary. The cool temperature of the room is a constant, a reliable baseline that tells your body it is time to sleep. It is the perfect temperature for deep, restorative rest, cool enough to make you crave the comfort of a blanket, yet stable enough to keep you from ever needing to stir. It is a temperature that belongs to the deep places of the world, a temperature that does not fluctuate with the rising and setting of the sun. You have completely adjusted to this climate. You feel at home here. You feel that this and not the busy, noisy, bright world above is your natural environment. You are in your element, a creature of the earth, finding comfort in the dark, cool, and silent expanse of the mountain's core. Consider how much space you have. The vault is large, its ceiling high and arched, its walls thick and reassuring. Even though you are in the dark, you have a sense of the vast hollow space around you. It is a space of containment, a room built to protect, and you are currently its only occupant. This sense of solitude is not lonely, it is expansive. It is the freedom to be truly yourself, stripped of all the expectations you carry for others. Here, you are not a worker, a partner, a parent, or a friend. You are just a soul in repose. You are a human being who has done enough, who has given enough, and who is now, finally, receiving the gift of stillness. As you drift further into the dark, you might notice the way your thoughts lose their logical connection to one another. They become dream logic, a series of pleasant disconnected flashes of light, sound, and sensation. You might see the golden glow of the frankincense in your mind's eye, or feel the phantom gritty texture of the myrrh against your fingertips. These are not signs of wakefulness. They are the final flickers of your conscious mind as it prepares to surrender to the dream world. You are watching these images like a movie, but you are not involved in the plot. You are just a spectator, watching the final credits roll on a day that has been long, full, and now perfectly complete. The silence is now so profound that it seems to have a weight to it, a pressure that gently pushes you down into the floor, ensuring you are fully supported and completely relaxed. It is the feeling of being held by gravity itself, a gentle, persistent pull that says, stay here, stay quiet, stay still. And you are happy to comply. You are falling into the dark, but it is a soft fall, a descent into a deep, pillowy layer of peace. There is no urgency in this movement, no fear of the bottom, because you know that the bottom is where you want to be. The bottom is the place of deepest rest. The bottom is the vault, and in the vault you are safe, you are warm, you are loved, and you are ready for the most beautiful, uninterrupted, and restorative sleep you have ever known. The transition into the deepest phase of your rest is as smooth as a river flowing into a silent, sunless sea. You are no longer aware of the physical dimensions of the vault. You are only aware of the sensation of profound, heavy comfort. Your breath is so slow and deep that it barely seems to move your chest, a rhythmic ebb and flow that reflects the heartbeat of the earth itself. Every time you inhale, you are taking in the history of the mountain, the cool mineral essence of the stone, and the concentrated, lingering sweetness of the resins. Every time you exhale, you are releasing the final remnants of the world above, the echoes of conversations, the flicker of screens, the urgent nagging pressure of time. You are effectively clearing the space of your own mind, turning it into a sanctuary as clean and quiet as the one you are resting in. Imagine that you are a stone yourself, heavy and unmoving at the base of the vault. You have been here for eons, and you will be here for eons more. You do not need to perform. You do not need to achieve. You do not need to justify your existence. Your existence is enough. The cool, stable air is the only thing that moves around you. A slow, invisible current that keeps everything in perfect equilibrium. You are experiencing the true meaning of peace, the absence of friction, the absence of resistance, the absence of desire. You are perfectly placed, perfectly supported, and perfectly at rest. In this state, the boundaries of your body have become porous. You feel as though you are expanding, filling the room with your quiet, steady presence. You are the shadow in the corner. You are the dust motes suspended in the last of the ambient air. You are the texture of the wooden bowl that held the resins. You are everything in this room, and this room is you. There is a profound sense of unity in this experience, a dissolving of the separate self into the greater peaceful reality of the sanctuary. It is a relief, the ultimate relief, to stop being an individual with worries and to simply become a part of the quiet, eternal stillness. The silence has a texture now. It feels like soft, cool velvet against your skin. It has a depth that you can feel with every sense. It is the silence of a library that has been closed for 1,000 years. The silence of a deep alpine lake at midnight. The silence of a heart that has finally finished its work. You are drinking in this silence, quenching a thirst you didn't even know you had. It is a nourishing silence, a restorative silence, a silence that heals the small invisible fractures in your spirit that the day has caused. You are being put back together, piece by piece, in the dark, silent dark of the vault. As you sleep even deeper, the memories of the day, the specific nagging details are completely gone. They have been replaced by a smooth dark expanse of nothingness, a peaceful void that is not empty, but full of potential. It is the blank page at the end of a long book. It is the quiet space between two notes of music. It is the pause after a long, exhausting journey. You are resting in this pause, and you have all the time you need. There is no one waiting for you. There is nothing you need to accomplish tomorrow that matters more than this rest tonight. You are allowed to be completely, unreservedly selfish with your peace. The merchant's work is done, and so is yours. The bowls are full, the resins are sorted, and the vault is secure. The entire mountain has settled into its nighttime rhythm, a slow, heavy, and reassuring cadence that cradles you in the dark. You are being rocked by this rhythm, lulled by the knowledge that you are safe, that you are protected, and that the only thing you are required to do is to let go. You are falling through the layers of the dark, feeling the weight of your limbs increase, feeling the lightness of your mind grow, feeling the absolute total security of being tucked away in the most peaceful place on earth. You are entering the state where dreams begin to take root, but you are not yet asleep. You are in the soft, glowing threshold between the world of waking and the world of dreaming, and it is a wonderful place to be. It is a place of magic where the scent of the incense transforms into a beautiful abstract landscape, where the sound of the wind outside becomes a distant soothing hum, and where your own heartbeat sounds like the rhythm of an ancient distant drum. Stay here in this threshold for a while. Let the colors drift, let the sounds soften, and let the peace grow until it fills every corner of your being. You have reached the goal of your journey. You have found the vault, you have found the silence, and now you have found the sleep. It is waiting for you, vast and deep and welcoming, and you are ready to step into it, to let the world disappear, and to be held in the perfect silent and restorative dark. The atmosphere inside the vault has achieved a crystalline purity, a stillness so profound that it feels as if the air itself has crystallized around you, holding you in a state of suspended animation. You are no longer navigating the passage of time. You have stepped outside of it entirely. The merchant, the resins, the stone, and the shadows have all coalesced into a single, seamless reality where only rest exists. You are drifting in this reality, a silent observer of your own deepening relaxation. Your breath has become a nearly imperceptible rhythm, a soft internal tide that mirrors the slow, gentle pulse of the world at night. You are completely surrendered, your physical form feeling heavy and grounded, while your spirit feels light, expansive, and utterly untethered. This is the ultimate sanctuary, a space designed to strip away the noise of your life and leave you with the pure, quiet essence of existence. Consider the feeling of the cool stone beneath you. It is not cold, it is firm, steady, and incredibly reassuring. It is the solid foundation upon which your peace is built. You are supported by the very bones of the mountain, a connection that feels ancient and primal. In this contact, you are receiving the strength of the earth, the endurance of the stone, and the stability of the deep subterranean dark. Every muscle in your body is relaxing into this support, losing its need to maintain structure or posture. You are becoming soft, pliable, and perfectly aligned with the peace of the vault. The tightness that often gathers in your neck, your shoulders, and your lower back has completely dissipated, replaced by a warm, flowing sensation of ease that travels through your limbs, soothing every ache and quieting every nerve. The fragrance of the frankincense and myrrh continues to be your guiding light. It is an aromatic embrace that feels both opulent and humble, the scent of treasures that have crossed deserts and mountains to reach this place, and the scent of the raw, honest earth that birthed them. It is a grounding smell that keeps your consciousness from drifting too far away, while simultaneously providing the soft, comforting veil you need to disconnect from reality. You are breathing in this history, filling your lungs with the legacy of trade, of ritual, and of the quiet, deliberate pace of the past. It is an incredibly soothing experience, a sensory lullaby that tells you that you are safe, that you are sheltered, and that the only thing you need to do is rest. As you linger in this space, remember that the door to this vault is always open to you whenever the world feels overwhelming. This is more than just a story. It is a mental refuge, a digital sanctuary that you can revisit at any time to reclaim your calm. We invite you to subscribe to Sleepy History with Arthur, ensuring that you always have access to these moments of deep, restorative quiet. By choosing to join our community, you support the creation of these landscapes of tranquility, and you ensure that your mind always has a place to retreat to when the complexities of life become too loud. Let us be your companions in the silence, helping you to find the stillness you deserve at the end of each day. You are ready now to let go of the last threads of your conscious awareness, drifting fully into the beautiful, endless, and perfectly peaceful dark of a deep, uninterrupted slumber. The darkness is no longer something you see, it is something you feel. It is a velvet presence, a thick, cool fabric that drapes over you and shuts out the world. It is the most comfortable space you have ever inhabited. There are no lights to disturb you, no sounds to catch your attention, and no demands to pull you back to the surface. You are submerged in the quiet, and you are entirely comfortable here. The memories of the day, the emails, the commitments, the small sharp frictions of your interactions are all gone, dissolved by the immense restorative power of this silence. You are a blank slate, a calm lake, a still mountain. You are ready for sleep, and sleep is ready for you. Feel the slow, rhythmic beating of your own heart. It is the only thing that moves in the silence, a gentle ticking clock that marks the passing of seconds you no longer need to count. It is a slow, steady pulse that acts as a metronome for your relaxation, helping you sink deeper, layer by layer, into the soft, dark cushion of your rest. You are sinking, 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 feeling your mind drift away from the shore of the present and into the vast, calm ocean of the dream world. There is nothing to fear here. There is only rest. There is only the cool stone wall safety of the vault. There is only the quiet, the darkness, and the beautiful, inevitable arrival of a sleep. So deep, it will refresh every cell in your body, every thought in your mind, and every corner of your soul. You are finally completely at peace. The stillness surrounding you is so absolute that it feels like a heavy protective blanket drawn up to your chin. You are nestled into the very heart of the vault, a space where the air is cool, still, and rich with the lingering aromatic ghost of the merchant's work. The resins have settled their heavy balsamic scent, filling the chamber with a perfume that is simultaneously earthy and celestial. You find that your breathing has completely synchronized with the silence of the room. It is no longer an action you perform. It is a natural, involuntary response to the peace that saturates this space. With each slow, measured inhale, you draw in the coolness of the stone and the sweetness of the frankincense, and with each soft exhale, you release the last stubborn vestiges of your day. Consider the absolute security of your position. You are in a vault carved from the mountain, a place designed for the safekeeping of humanity's most precious treasures. There is no possibility of disturbance here. The thick stone walls act as a sonic barrier, absorbing any stray vibration from the world above and converting it into a gentle internal hum that only deepens your relaxation. You are in a state of absolute undisturbed grace. The chaotic, frenetic energy of the world you left behind is a memory that is rapidly fading, losing its color and its urgency. It is being replaced by the monochromatic, peaceful reality of this chamber, where the only thing that matters is the next moment of rest. Your body feels incredibly heavy, yet surprisingly light. It is a paradox of total relaxation. The weight of your limbs is a testament to the depth of your rest, while the lack of mental friction makes you feel as though you could drift away like the dust motes in a shaft of light. You are perfectly balanced between the gravity of the earth and the weightlessness of sleep. Your muscles have completely forgotten how to be tense. Your jaw is loose, your forehead is smooth, and your hands are resting in a position of complete vulnerability and trust. You are letting go of the need to be alert, the need to be prepared, and the need to be anything other than exactly who you are in this moment. The darkness is now your closest friend. It is not an empty space, it is a rich, textured experience that allows your mind to expand and rest. Because you cannot see the walls, you can imagine them stretching out to infinity, creating a palace of peace that is uniquely yours. You are the architect of this sanctuary, and you have built it to be perfectly comfortable, perfectly safe, and perfectly yours. You are surrounded by the history of trade and the quietude of the highlands, and all of it is here to serve your recovery. You are being replenished by the very atmosphere of the room. Think of the way the merchant moved, the deliberate, slow pace that respected the value of the materials. That same patience is now being reflected in your own heart rate. It is slow, regular, and incredibly calm. It is the steady beat of a life that is in harmony with its surroundings. There is no anxiety in this rhythm, no fear of the future, no dwelling on the past. There is only the present stretched out into a long, quiet line of existence. You are safe. You are cared for by the silence. You are prepared for the sleep that is now gently pulling you under its surface. The transition from the world of the world awake to the world of the dream is becoming indistinguishable. You are watching the shadows on the wall, seeing them shift and dance in your mind's eye, a beautiful abstract performance that is meant only for you. You don't need to understand what you are seeing, you only need to observe. The colors are deep, soothing purples and dark, warm embers. The sounds are the soft, distant rustle of the resins, a sound that has become the soundtrack of your dreams. You are entering the most peaceful part of your night, a place where you can finally truly stop. You are sinking deeper into the darkness. It feels like slipping into a warm, calm pool at midnight. The water is smooth and supporting, and as you descend, you feel the pressure of the world above disappear entirely. You are fully submerged, held by the silence, cradled by the history of the vault, and completely at ease. This is the ultimate final goal of your day, to reach this state of total, unadulterated peace. And you have reached it. You are here. You are safe. You are ready to let go of everything and drift into the profound quiet and absolutely restorative sleep that will see you through the long, peaceful night. Let the silence consume you. Let the darkness hold you, and let the peace of the Oromian highlands become the foundation of your dreams. The depth of the silence in this subterranean vault has reached a level that feels almost sacred. It is an expansive, cavernous quiet that wraps around you, insulating you from the very concept of noise. You are lying in a space where time feels suspended, a pocket of tranquility carved out of the rugged Oromian landscape, meant for nothing more than the preservation of peace. Every breath you take is a quiet celebration of this stillness, a slow, deep expansion of the lungs that fills you with the cool, balsamic air. The scent of frankincense and myrrh is now so ingrained in the atmosphere that it feels like a physical part of the room, a fragrant, invisible presence that maintains the sanctuary's integrity. You are resting in the heart of this perfume, letting its grounding properties seep into your very bones, calming the last flickers of mental activity. You feel a profound sense of rootedness, as if you are connected to the very core of the earth by a gentle, steady cord. The coolness of the stone floor is not merely a sensation, it is a grounding force that pulls all remaining restlessness out of your body. Imagine that your fatigue, your worries, and the scattered thoughts of the day are flowing out of you, absorbed by the cool, solid rock beneath you. You are becoming lighter, freer, and more aligned with the natural, unhurried pace of the mountain. There is no urgency here. There is no clock to watch. There is only the long, slow, and restorative arc of the night. Think of the merchant's hands, how they moved with such unwavering focus and rhythm. That rhythm is now your own. Your internal clock has been set to the pace of his labor, a slow, deliberate cadence that favors the quality of the moment over the speed of the result. You find your thoughts slowing down to match this pace, turning from chaotic, darting sparks into long, gentle, and flowing streams. You are at ease, your mind clear and uncluttered, like the surface of a still pond reflecting the dark, quiet ceiling of the vault. The shadows in the room are your companions, soft and welcoming, inviting you to let go of your vision and focus entirely on the interior, tactile experience of being alive and at rest. As you drift deeper, the physical boundaries of the room seem to expand. You are no longer confined by the walls. You are floating in a vast, infinite space of darkness. It is a comfortable darkness, a space where you can finally be yourself without the need for roles or responsibilities. You are free from the weight of your daily identity. In this vault, you are simply a conscious being, a traveler who has found the ultimate destination. The silence is your teacher, guiding you toward a state of being where you do not need to do anything, know anything, or prove anything. You are simply present, and that is more than enough. The feeling of being tucked away is incredibly soothing. You are safe in the knowledge that no one can find you here, that no demand can breach these thick stone walls, and that you are completely and utterly off duty. This realization is like a soothing balm to your spirit. You have earned this silence. You have earned this rest. You are entitled to this time where you are allowed to simply exist, unbothered by the world's demands. The world above is busy, loud, and demanding, but it is also far away. It belongs to a different reality. Go out here in the world. Reality is defined by the coolness of the air, the scent of the resin, and the rhythmic beat of your own heart. You are entering the state of deepest rest, where the body begins to repair and the mind begins to integrate the experiences of the day. It is a silent, invisible process, and you are the fortunate recipient of its gifts. You feel the rejuvenation spreading through your limbs, a gentle, healing warmth that travels from your core to your extremities. You are being put back together, made whole again by the simple ancient magic of sleep. You are falling through the layers of the dark, drifting past the threshold of consciousness, and entering the vast, welcoming arms of the deep night. The images in your mind are becoming softer, more diffused. The sharp details of your life are blurring, turning into gentle, glowing memories that feel distant and peaceful. You are letting them go, watching them float away like autumn leaves on a quiet stream. There is no need to hold on to them. They will be there if you need them, but tonight they have no place. Tonight there is only the silence, the dark and the soft, rhythmic pulsing of your own existence. You are safe, you are at peace. You are ready to let the world vanish entirely as you descend into the most beautiful, deep, and silent slumber you have ever known. The atmosphere inside the vault has taken on the quality of liquid stillness, a heavy, velvet, soft environment that flows around you, cushioning every sensation. You are submerged in this quiet, no longer just resting within it, but becoming a constituent part of it. The faint, lingering aroma of frankincense and myrrh has shifted from a smell into a feeling, a pervasive, comforting presence that seems to radiate from the very stone walls themselves. This is the scent of deep time, of ancient mountain roots, and of the slow, patient accumulation of history. It is a scent that bypasses the rational mind and speaks directly to the nervous system, commanding it to relax, to downshift, to let go of the last remnants of the day's friction. You feel your heartbeat slowing, settling into a rhythm that matches the deep geological pulse of the highlands outside. Imagine your body as a vessel currently being filled with this cool mountain air. As you breathe, you aren't just taking in oxygen, you are taking in the stability, the permanence, and the silent strength of the vault. With every exhale, you release the heat of the surface world, the agitation of your thoughts, the rapid movement of your eyes, the constant low-level vigilance that you have been trained to maintain. It is all flowing out of you, becoming part of the dark, silent air of the chamber. You are effectively decluttering your consciousness, making space for the deep, restorative rest that is waiting for you in the shadows. There is no urgency in this process. It is a slow, methodical release that mirrors the painstaking work of the merchant who walked these floors before you. You are surrounded by the legacy of the traders. These walls have seen the passage of thousands of years, the rise and fall of caravans, the changing of seasons, and the silent turning stars above. Yet here in the center, everything remains constant. You are in a place where change has been slowed to an almost imperceptible crawl. This is the ultimate gift of the vault. It provides a perspective that makes your current life's challenges seem small, manageable, and distant. You are not trapped in your problems. You are merely resting in a room that has seen far more significant events and remained entirely unmoved. That resilience is now yours. You are drawing strength from the walls, absorbing their stoicism and finding your own sense of balance within their protective perimeter. The darkness is no longer a void. It is a soft, dark velvet that drapes over you, ensuring that you are shielded from any stray beam of light or movement of air. It is a protective, warm darkness, the kind that invites you to close your eyes and keep them closed. In this darkness, you are free to visualize whatever brings you the most comfort. Perhaps it is the gentle golden flicker of the resin in the shaft of light, or perhaps it is the vast quiet expanse of the Oromian highlands under a canopy of stars. Whatever image you choose, let it be static and peaceful. There is no need for movement, no need for plot, no need for anything other than a serene, unchanging image that anchors your mind as you descend into sleep. Your limbs are beginning to feel as though they are turning to lead, a heavy, wonderful, and solid sensation that indicates your body is fully surrendering to gravity. You no longer need to exert any effort to remain here. The floor is taking the weight of your body, and the silence is taking the weight of your mind. It is a perfect exchange. You have nothing left to give, nothing left to do, and nothing left to prove. You are entirely permitted to be here, in the quiet, for as long as your body requires. The rest is an absolute priority, a non-negotiable requirement for your well-being, and you are fulfilling it with grace and completeness. As you drift closer to the edge of dreams, you might notice that the sounds of the vault have become internal, a soft, reverberating hum that you feel in your chest. It is a sound of contentment, a sound of satisfaction, a sound of a job well done. You have successfully navigated the complexities of your day, and now you have arrived at the final beautiful conclusion. There is no unfinished business left in your mind. The list of tasks, the responsibilities of your position, the expectations of your environment, all of it has been left outside the heavy oak door. You have crossed the threshold, and you are now in a place where only you and your rest exist. The final descent is beginning now, a slow, effortless slide into the deep, dark, and perfectly silent pool of sleep. You are letting go of the last few anchors, the last conscious thoughts that were keeping you tethered to the waking world. One by one, they are loosening, drifting away like dandelion seeds in a gentle breeze. You are moving into the realm of the subconscious where you will be rebuilt, refreshed, and renewed. The vault is protecting you, the resins are scenting your path, and the silence is holding you safe. You are ready, you are sinking, you are drifting, you are asleep. The long, beautiful night is yours, and there is nowhere else in the world you would rather be. Everything is finally perfectly still. The air in this vault has become so still that even your own breathing feels like a gentle rhythmic tide moving against a silent shore. You have fully acclimated to the temperature, that perfect cool steadying of the atmosphere that signals to every cell in your body that it is time to slow down. The faint scent of the incense, that deep balsamic marriage of frankincense and myrrh, acts as a soft anchor. It doesn't distract you, rather it provides a consistent familiar note that your brain recognizes as the sense of safety. You are no longer thinking about the history of this place, nor are you contemplating the journey of the goods. You are simply experiencing the sensation of being tucked into the earth's own quiet pocket. You might notice how your thoughts have stopped trying to build structures or solve puzzles. They are no longer constructing sentences or reviewing tasks. They have become fluid, like shadows pulling in the corner of the room. When a stray thought does arrive, a memory, a fragment of a conversation, a plan for tomorrow, it no longer holds any weight. It is like a leaf landing on a deep still pond. It touches the surface, creates the tiniest ripple, and then immediately dissolves into the depths. You are the pond. You are the space where these thoughts can settle and disappear. You have given yourself permission to stop holding on to anything. Consider the feeling of your muscles. Start from the very base of your spine where you feel the contact with the cool, stable stone floor. Feel how that contact sends a message of absolute support upward through your torso. Your back feels broad, flat, and completely at rest. Let that sensation of heaviness spread into your arms. Your fingers, usually so quick and busy, are now curled slightly, completely limp. They have no work to do, they don't need to grasp, to type, or to touch. They are simply resting, fully surrendered to the stillness. This is the luxury of the vault, the total absence of the need to interact with your environment. The silence here is not empty. It is filled with the weight of the mountain above you. Imagine thousands of tons of rock, soil, and ancient tree roots pressing down in a protective, comforting way. This pressure isn't crushing, it is stabilizing. It is as if the mountain is holding you, protecting you from the restlessness of the winds and the intensity of the sun. You are sheltered in the most secure corner of the world. Because you are so deeply protected, your mind can finally stop its patrolling. You don't need to be vigilant anymore. You don't need to guard the perimeter of your thoughts. The mountain is doing that for you. You are drifting through a corridor of darkness that feels like a soft velvet curtain. Every few seconds, you feel a gentle pulse of relaxation wash over you, starting from the crown of your head and flowing all the way down to your feet. It is a slow cleansing wave. It is the feeling of untying a long, complicated knot that you didn't even realize you had been carrying. With each passing moment, you are becoming less like a person with a history and more like a part of the architecture, solid, quiet, and perfectly content to remain exactly where you are. The light that once filtered through the shaft has now completely faded, leaving you in a comfortable velvety gloom that is much more conducive to sleep than any artificial light. Your eyes are completely relaxed, shielded by your heavy eyelids. You don't need to see to know that you are safe. Your other senses have quieted down as well. You aren't listening for anything in particular. The silence has become so absolute that it is a lullaby in itself. It is a sound that has no beginning and no end, a sound that encompasses your entire existence. You are now hovering just above the surface of a deep, dreamless sleep. It is a beautiful, peaceful place to be. You are not losing your consciousness. You are simply setting it aside for the night. You are placing your responsibilities, your name, and your identity into a small wooden bowl, just like the merchant did with his resins. And you are pushing that bowl to the side. It is safe, it is stored, and you don't need to think about it until the sun rises. For now, there is only the darkness, the scent of the earth, and the feeling of falling into the most comfortable bed you have ever known. You are sinking deeper into the floor, sinking deeper into the night. The coolness is comforting, the silence is profound, and the weight of your body is a sign that your transition is nearly complete. There is nothing left to hold you back. You are ready to close the final door to your day. You are ready to enter the vast, quiet expanse of the night, where you will be rebuilt and renewed, far away from the noise and the light, held in the perfect silent cradle of the Oromian vault. Sleep is coming now, pulling you under in a gentle, warm embrace. It is time to let go. The transition into the deepest reaches of the night has turned the vault into a sanctuary of absolute, motionless peace. You are no longer consciously following the details of your surroundings. The room has become a singular, integrated experience of comfort. The air you breathe is thin, cool, and clean, devoid of the dust and heat of the world above. Each inhalation feels like it is traveling directly into the core of your being, bringing with it a sense of profound clarity and physical release. Your chest expands and contracts with a natural, effortless grace that seems to bypass the need for conscious thought. You are finally, undeniably arriving at the destination of your day, a state of total, unencumbered rest. Consider the sensation of your limbs. They feel remarkably heavy, as if they were made of the very stone that forms the walls of this vault. This heaviness is not a burden, it is a sign of your total muscular surrender. Your feet are still, your ankles are loose, and the tension that once held your legs in a state of constant readiness has completely drained away. Your hands, resting against your sides or folded softly upon your lap, are no longer reaching for anything. They are empty, and in that emptiness there is a profound sense of completeness. You have finished your work, you have completed your journey, and you are currently in the most appropriate place for a weary traveler, a cradle of absolute quiet. The darkness is no longer something you perceive, it is something you inhabit. It has a depth that feels like warm, dark water, holding you aloft and buffering you against any stray thought or memory. In this watery darkness, your mind is finally allowed to be silent. The mental chatter that usually fills the background of your consciousness has ceased, leaving behind a blank, serene space. If a thought does appear, it is instantly recognized as an intruder and gently dismissed, melting away like mist in the morning light. You are protecting this silence with the same care that the merchant protected his resin. It is your most precious possession for the night, and you are guarding it well. Notice the steady internal rhythm of your heart. It is the only movement in the chamber, a soft, muffled sound that resonates deep within your chest. It is a slow pulsing metronome that anchors you to the present moment. You don't need to try to slow it down. It is already slowing itself, matching the pace of the room, the pace of the mountain, the pace of the night. This rhythm is the sound of your body healing itself, the sound of the restorative processes beginning their invisible, miraculous work. You are a biological entity in perfect equilibrium, a system that has finally found the off switch to its external demands. There is a subtle shift in the way the silence feels against your skin. It has become warmer, or perhaps you are simply becoming more sensitive to the warmth of your own body being contained within the cool stone walls. You feel as though you are tucked into a shell, a protective layer of reality that keeps you safe from the chaos of time. You are outside the cycle of the day to day, resting in a pocket of eternity. Nothing is happening, and that is exactly how it should be. The world is spinning on without you, and you are perfectly content to be left behind, to stay here in the quiet, and to let the hours drift by in a state of suspended animation. You are watching the images in your mind fade into an abstract tapestry of calm. The details of your life, the people you know, the places you go are no longer necessary. They have been filed away, stored in the back of your mind like the inventory in a vault, waiting for a time when they are actually needed. For now, they are irrelevant. The only thing that matters is the sensation of the floor beneath you, the coolness of the air, and the absolute unwavering peace of the vault. You are descending further and further into this soft, dark state, feeling your consciousness blur around the edges. This is the threshold where the waking world finally loses its grip on you. You feel a gentle, irresistible pull towards the center of your own rest, a magnetic force that is drawing your awareness inward, away from the senses and toward the core of your being. It is a very safe sensation, like being pulled into a warm, gentle tide. You are letting go of the steering wheel, letting go of the map, and letting go of the destination. There is nowhere else to go. You are already there. The wall is your home. The dark is your blanket, and the sleep is your goal. You are sinking deeper into the soft, silent dark. And for the first time in a long time, you are completely, blissfully, and utterly at peace. The air within the vault has taken into a soft, cooling veil that drapes over you, erasing the last lingering sensations of the day. You are currently held in a state of suspension, where the very concept of movement feels alien and unnecessary. The coolness of the stone is no longer a surface sensation, but has become the baseline temperature of your entire existence. You are at one with the foundation of the mountain, stable, unmoving, and completely at rest. The subtle balsamic aroma of the frankincense is now a faint, comforting whisper in the back of your mind, a scent so familiar and grounding that it serves as the final barrier between you and the waking world. You breathe it in, and with every slow, deliberate exhale, you feel yourself drifting further away from the need to remain alert. Consider the feeling of your body's weight. It is being distributed perfectly across the floor. Every muscle group surrendering its effort to the unwavering support of the earth. You can feel the floor rise up to meet you, a firm, reliable presence that invites you to release any final unconscious clenching. Let your shoulders fall even lower. Let the small, tight muscles of your hands open completely, palms soft and fingers resting in a natural, relaxed curve. There is a deep, resonant hum of peace that seems to emanate from the stone itself, a frequency that matches your own, lulling your nervous system into a state of total, blissful downregulation. You are being held, supported, and nurtured by the very architecture of the vault. Your mind has become a wide, dark lake at midnight. There are no breezes, no disturbances, and no reflections. The surface is perfectly smooth, a black mirror that holds nothing but the quiet. If a stray thought of the day drifts near, you simply watch it fade into the blackness, untouched and unimportant. You are not a spectator to your own life tonight. You are a participant in the profound, silent mystery of being asleep. The identity you hold in the world above, the names, the roles, the responsibilities have all been set aside outside the heavy door. Inside this vault, you are only a consciousness, a breath, a pulse, and a peace. Listen to the absolute absence of demand. There is no one calling for you, no schedule to adhere to, and no progress to be measured. You have reached the final station of your journey, and you are permitted to stay here indefinitely. This realization is the ultimate release. You feel a sudden, beautiful lightness in your chest, as if a weight you didn't know you were carrying has finally been lifted. You are floating on the surface of your own deep relaxation, buoyed by the silence and wrapped in the cool, fragrant dark. Every passing second serves only to deepen this state, pulling you further away from the shore of consciousness and out into the vast calm waters of the night. The images in your mind are now so soft and distant that they have lost all meaning. They are like old photographs left in the sun, fading until only a gentle warm glow remains. You are no longer trying to connect these images or make sense of them. You are simply letting them be, watching as they drift toward the horizon of your awareness and slip away one by one. You are being cleansed of the need to process, to analyze, to remember. The vault is stripping away the excess of your day, leaving you with nothing but the pure, unadorned experience of being at rest. It is a quiet, natural, and necessary shedding of the self. You feel a gentle pulse in your temples, a slow rhythmic beat that is entirely out of sync with the hurried pace of your morning. It is a sleepy lagging pulse, a signal that your body is already transitioning into the restorative patterns of deep sleep. You feel your eyelids becoming heavier, a physical tug toward the dark that is entirely welcome. You are not fighting this, you are inviting it. You are stepping into the stream of sleep, letting the current take you, trusting that it knows exactly where you need to go. You are safe in this current, safe in the dark, and safe in the knowledge that you have done everything you needed to do today. The vault has become a womb of silence, a space where you are reborn into the peace of the night. Every cell is cooling, every thought is silencing, and every fiber of your being is preparing for the profound stillness that lies ahead. You are sinking, 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 a smooth, continuous, and blissful descent. The outside world has ceased to exist. There is no light, no sound, and no time. There is only the cool stone, the faint, sweet scent of history, and the gentle, inevitable arrival of sleep. You are finally, truly, perfectly asleep. The air in the vault has settled into a cool, heavy stillness, so complete that you feel as though you are floating in a dark, fragrant ocean. Every breath is a quiet, deliberate expansion, bringing in the cooling essence of the stone and the faint, sweet residue of the resinous treasures around you. You are held in a state of total suspension, your body perfectly matched to the steady, unchanging temperature of this subterranean sanctuary. The tension that once defined your posture, the slight clenching in your shoulders, the rigid line of your neck, the shallow grip of your diaphragm has been completely surrendered. You are now entirely soft, yielding to the solid support of the vault floor, as if you were molding yourself into the earth. Focus your attention on the utter absence of pressure. Outside the world is a constant series of expectations and adjustments. But here, the environment does not ask anything of you. It is a static, reliable container for your rest. You feel the floor beneath you not as a cold surface, but as a firm, comforting handshake from the mountain itself. It is solid, unmoving, and entirely supportive. By releasing your weight fully into this support, you are letting go of the internal need to hold yourself together. You can finally let the pieces of your day fall where they may, knowing that in the morning you will be rebuilt, but tonight you are allowed to simply rest in the quiet. The darkness is now so deep that it feels like a warm, thick liquid. It fills the room, saturating every corner, every crack in the stone, and every inch of the air. It is a protective, insulating darkness that turns your internal landscape into a peaceful, featureless plain. There is no need for your eyes to adjust, no need for you to look for anything. You have reached the point where sight is irrelevant, and your inner eye is simply observing the gentle, rhythmic ebb of your own breath. You are drifting in the center of this darkness, a tiny, quiet spark of consciousness that is becoming dimmer and dimmer, content to eventually blink out into the bliss of dreamless sleep. Consider the rhythm of your own heart. It is the only pulse in the room, a slow, deep drum that beats with the patience of an ancient forest. It is not rushing, it is not competing. It is simply maintaining the pace of your recovery. Each beat is a reminder that you are alive, and each silence between the beats is a moment of total, profound peace. You are aligning your entire being with this rhythm, letting it pull your thoughts into a steady, circular motion. There is no beginning to this loop, and there is no end. You are simply riding the wave, getting closer and closer to the shore of total unconsciousness. Think of the merchant one last time, not as a person, but as a symbol of the slow, methodical pace you are now adopting. He was a keeper of the silence, a protector of the aromatic treasures, a man who understood that some things, like the quality of your rest, cannot be rushed. You are the inheritor of that wisdom tonight. You are giving yourself the gift of time, the gift of deceleration, and the gift of complete, unburdened presence. You are honoring the need to slow down, to breathe deep, and to descend into the quiet, where you are finally allowed to disconnect. We invite you to make this retreat a permanent part of your journey toward wellness. Subscribe to Sleepy History with Arthur, where we curate these spaces of peace and history to guide you into the deepest, most restorative sleep. By joining our community, you ensure that you always have a place to turn when the day has been too long and the world has been too loud. Let us be your sanctuary, your guide through the threshold of sleep, and your companions in the quiet. As you continue to sink deeper, know that you are supported and cared for by the rhythm of our storytelling, and that you are destined for a rest that will leave you refreshed, renewed, and ready for whatever the new morning brings. You are now hovering at the very edge of the deep sleep, that soft, welcoming abyss where all thought vanishes and only peace remains. You are ready to step into it. The last anchors of the day are gone. The last remnants of your vigilance have evaporated. You are perfectly safe, perfectly supported, and perfectly ready to let go. There is nothing else to do. There is nothing else to be. Just breathe, sink, and dissolve into the beautiful, endless, and perfectly silent dark of the vault. You are finally completely asleep. The vault has become a place of absolute stillness, a chamber where the very air seems to be resting alongside you. You are enveloped in the cooling, clean atmosphere of the subterranean mountain, a space that feels as vast as it is intimate. Every breath you draw in is filtered by the deep stone, cleansed of all the impurities of the surface world, and delivered to your lungs with a crisp, refreshing quality that promotes instant calm. Your body has become a vessel for this quiet, absorbing the temperature and the silence until the distinction between you and the room begins to fade. You are not just lying in the void, you are becoming the void, solid, secure, and profoundly at peace. Your muscles have reached the final stage of relaxation. There is no trace of held breath or stiffened joints. Your spine, which has carried you through the demands of your day, is fully elongated, resting against the stone floor in a perfectly natural, unforced line. The sense of relief is overwhelming, a physical wave that starts at your toes and travels up through your core to the very top of your head. It is the feeling of finally putting down a weight you didn't know you were carrying. You feel lighter, as if the gravity of the room is softening its hold on you, allowing you to float on the surface of your own deep, internal quiet. In the center of this darkness, your thoughts have finally come to a standstill. The constant buzzing background noise of your analytical mind has powered down, leaving a clean open space. There is no need to review, to judge, or to prepare. The future is an abstract concept that holds no weight in this chamber. The past is a collection of memories that you have set aside, like the golden resins sitting in their wooden bowls. You are present in the absolute sense of the word, a singular point of awareness resting in the cradle of the Oromian highlands. The silence is your companion, and it is a gentle, soothing presence that asks nothing of you but your continued peaceful existence. The scent of the room remains consistent, a subtle, underlying fragrance that acts as a tether to your calm. It is the smell of things that have endured, things that have been refined by time, and things that are inherently precious. By breathing in this history, you are anchoring your nervous system in a legacy of resilience. You are reminding your body that it too can endure, that it can survive the pressures of the day, and that it has the inherent capacity to return to a state of equilibrium. You are not fighting for peace. You are simply returning to your natural peaceful state. As you linger in this space, feel the darkness pressing gently against your eyelids. It is a protective touch, an invitation to keep them closed and drift further into your own internal world. You don't need to orient yourself. You are perfectly positioned. You don't need to look for anything. Everything you need is already within you. You are sinking deeper into the floor, not because you are being pulled, but because you are letting go of the tension that was keeping you from resting. It is a natural, graceful descent, a slow slide into the center of your own quiet core. The rhythmic, muffled sound of your own heartbeat is the only clock you recognize. It is a slow, steady, and entirely predictable beat. It is the sound of life at rest, a sound that is as ancient and reliable as the stones surrounding you. Each heartbeat is a small, quiet affirmation of your safety. You are alive, you are here, and you are entirely safe. The rhythm is becoming slower, the intervals between the beats becoming longer and more pronounced, turning the internal sound into a hypnotic steady vibration that pulls you deeper into the state of pre-sleep. Everything is ready. The day is finished, the labor is complete, and the vault is secure. There is a sense of finality to the night, a beautiful, peaceful conclusion that allows you to release the remaining threads of your wakefulness. You feel a gentle warm sensation spreading from your center, a wave of comfort that settles over your limbs and draws you into the velvet dark. You are letting go of the steering wheel, you are letting go of the map. You are letting the current of the night carry you away into the deep, restorative, and silent sleep that is waiting for you. You are finally perfectly home in the dark. The vault is now a cocoon of absolute silence, where the cool, subterranean air feels like a soft, invisible weight pressing gently against your skin. You are submerged in this stillness, and the sensation is both grounding and liberating. The sharp edges of your conscious mind have completely dissolved, replaced by a smooth, dark expanse of peace. You are no longer navigating the room. You are residing in the very heart of its tranquility. The ancient stone walls, weathered and steady, act as a fortress that keeps the chaos of the world outside, leaving you in a state of total, uncompromised seclusion. You breathe, and the air is clean, filled with the faint, lingering memory of the resins that have graced this space for centuries. Consider the weight of your body as you lie against the cool, firm stone floor. It is a grounding sensation that anchors you firmly to the earth, ensuring that your nervous system can finally abandon its need for vigilance. Your muscles, which have spent the entire day braced and ready, are now melting into the floor, losing their definition and their tension. You feel the floor rising to meet you, providing a solid, unmoving support that allows you to let go completely. Every time you exhale, you feel yourself becoming thinner, lighter, and more integrated with the silence. You are releasing the day's work, the day's worries, and the day's identity, leaving only the pure, quiet essence of you behind. The darkness is no longer a void. It is a soft, velvety texture that shields your senses and invites you to look inward. There is no light to follow, no shadow to interpret, and no movement to track. Your eyes are closed, but your mind has created a vast, dark space where you can simply exist without the need for visual input. In this space, you are completely safe. There is no one who can reach you here, no task that can claim your time, and no expectation that can demand your presence. You are off the clock, released from the cycle of productivity, and granted the rare, precious gift of time that belongs solely to you. Focus your attention on the rhythmic, quiet beat of your own heart. It has settled into a slow measured cadence that matches the patient geologic time of the mountain itself. It is a comforting internal sound that acts as a beacon in the darkness, guiding you away from the noise of the past and toward the stillness of the future. Each heartbeat is a gentle reminder that your body knows exactly how to heal, how to rest, and how to recover. You don't need to direct this process. You only need to permit it. By surrendering to this rhythm, you are stepping into a natural flow of restoration that will carry you through the night. The subtle balsamic notes of the frankincense and myrrh, still clinging to the air, serve as a gentle aromatic lullaby. They represent the history of this place, the long journeys taken to bring these treasures to this hidden vault, and the patience required to store and protect them. You are now part of that history. You are the treasure being protected, the traveler who has reached the end of the long road, and the soul who has finally earned the right to be silent. The scent is a bridge connecting your tired mind to the calming earthy reality of the mountain's core. Breathe it in and let it settle in the deepest corners of your being. As you drift toward the final threshold of sleep, feel the way your consciousness begins to blur at the edges. The thoughts that were once clear and defined are now becoming soft, dreamlike impressions. You are watching them move like distant clouds in the night sky, passing over you without touching you. You don't need to grasp them or understand them. You are simply watching them go, a silent observer of your own descent. It is a beautiful, effortless process, a sliding into the comfort of the unknown, where all your problems will eventually be resolved in the silence. The vault has become your entire world, and it is a world that is perfectly suited for your needs. It is quiet, it is cool, it is secure, and it is completely, blissfully still. You are ready to let go now, to step across the last line that separates the waking world from the dream. There is no fear, no hesitation, and no resistance. You are simply following the pull of the dark, allowing it to envelop you in its protective embrace. Sleep is the inevitable conclusion to your day, and it is a conclusion that is warm, restorative, and absolutely perfect. You are sinking into the silence, and you are finally truly perfectly home. The air surrounding you in this subterranean vault has attained a quality of profound liquid stillness. It feels as if you are lying at the bottom of a deep, calm sea, where the pressure of the mountain above creates an impenetrable barrier against the turbulence of the world. You are fully submerged in this quiet, and it is a sensation that invites total surrender. Every breath you take is smooth, deep, and rhythmic, reflecting a body that has completely abandoned the need for exertion. The coolness of the stone floor beneath you is a constant reassuring anchor, grounding your spirit in the absolute reality of the present. You are no longer navigating the passage of time. You have stepped into a space where only the eternal restorative nature of rest resides. Consider how your muscles have relinquished their last hold on tension, from the arch of your feet to the base of your skull. Every fiber has gone limp, responding to the immense, silent weight of the mountain. This is a state of total structural integrity, where you are not fighting gravity but are instead being held by it. You feel your limbs becoming heavy, sinking into the floor as if you were becoming a part of the stone itself. This integration is the essence of deep sleep, a dissolving of the individual form into the surrounding environment until you are nothing more than a quiet, breathing presence within the vault. There is no urgency to be anything else. The darkness of this chamber is a soothing, velvety fabric that drapes over your senses, muting the world and sharpening your inner peace. Without the destruction of light, your mind is finally free to mirror the emptiness of the vault. The chaotic fragments of your day, the unfinished conversations, the flickering screen images, the echoes of distant transit have all been smoothed away. They no longer possess the power to claim your focus. You are watching them drift into the shadows, disappearing like embers cooling in a hearth. You have successfully created a void where you can simply exist unburdened by the requirements of the waking self. Listen to the muffled, slow cadence of your own heartbeat. It is a soft, rhythmic thud that resonates within the hollow of your chest, serving as the only true clock in this silent room. This beat is the pulse of the mountain, and you are harmonizing with it. Each vibration is a signal to your nervous system to stay the course, to maintain this blissful low energy state that leads directly to restoration. You find that your pulse is slowing, the intervals between beats growing longer, quieter, and more profound. You are drifting into a hypnotic, steady trance where the only thing that matters is the next inhale, the next exhale, and the total beautiful silence in between. The faint, balsamic fragrance of the stored frankincense and myrrh continues to act as an aromatic blanket. It is the scent of 1,000 years of quiet, a perfume that has been preserved in this cool, dry air, to serve as a constant reminder of the value of patience. By filling your lungs with this scent, you are breathing in the legacy of the vault. You are absorbing its stillness, its durability, and its indifference to the chaotic nature of the surface. This fragrance is your map to the center of your own rest, a sensory guide that ensures you do not wander back toward the noise of your concerns. It is the invisible fragrant thread pulling you into deeper slumber. Notice the sensation of your own warmth radiating against the cool stone. It is a small, quiet contrast, a reminder of the life that is currently being nurtured by this environment. You are a warm, living flame, flickering in the heart of a cold, protective hearth. You are safe. You are protected by the thickness of the mountain, the secrecy of the vault, and the absolute, unwavering peace of the night. There is no possibility of intrusion here. The door is locked, the world is distant, and your autonomy is complete. You have earned this sanctuary through the long hours of your day, and now you are reaping the reward. The threshold of sleep is right beneath you, a soft, inviting depth that beckons with the promise of total relief. Your awareness is flickering like a lamp turning low, casting long, peaceful shadows across the landscape of your mind. You feel the final gentle tug of the dream world. There is no resistance left in you. You are choosing this. You are choosing the silence. You are choosing the dark. You are letting go of the steering wheel of your mind, drifting into the wide, quiet ocean of sleep, where all worries disappear and only the peaceful rhythm of your breath remains. You are sinking, and finally, you are home in the dark. The air in the vault has become an extension of your own stillness, a cool and stable medium that holds you in absolute suspension. You are lying in a space where time has lost its meaning, replaced by the slow, eternal respiration of the earth. The frankincense and myrrh, those ancient hardened tears of the trees, fill the chamber with a scent so profound it feels as if you are breathing in the very memory of the mountain. This fragrance acts as a gentle, invisible seal, locking you into the sanctuary and ensuring that no stray thought from the world above can penetrate your peace. You are perfectly placed, perfectly cool, and perfectly contained. Your body is now so heavy that you feel as if you are merging with the floor beneath you. The stone, once a hard and separate entity, has become a soft, responsive cradle. You can feel the coolness leaching the last bits of heat from your skin, not in a way that makes you shiver, but in a way that settles your internal temperature to the perfect low energy baseline required for deep sleep. Your shoulders have dropped, your hands are open and unresponsive, and your jaw is slack. You have abandoned the art of holding on. In this state of total surrender, you are discovering that the floor is more than capable of handling your weight. It is more than capable of holding you through the entire night. The silence here is not just an absence of sound. It is a positive physical force that presses against your ears in the most comforting way. It is a dense, velvet-like silence that absorbs any internal mental noise before it can even form into a thought. If you try to recall the details of your day, you find them slipping away like shadows in the fading twilight. The names, the tasks, the commitments, they are all losing their form, becoming nothing more than distant, blurred memories that have no relevance to the present moment. You are here in the dark, and here is where you are meant to be. Focus your attention on the slow rhythmic pulsing of your own heart. It is the only movement in the chamber, a soft, muffled sound that resonates deep within your chest. It is a metronome of rest. Each beat is an invitation to go deeper, to let go of another layer of consciousness, to slip further into the dark. There is no need for your brain to keep track of this. Your body is managing the rhythm perfectly on its own. You are observing this rhythm as if you were watching a gentle, distant tide coming in, wave after wave, washing over the shore of your awareness, smoothing out the sand, and leaving it clean and ready for the night. The darkness is now complete. It is a deep, rich, and protective black that has become your entire universe. You have no need for your eyes, as the interior of your mind is showing you a landscape of pure, unadorned peace. There are no shapes to define, no colors to name, and no distances to measure. You are floating in a void that is not empty, but full of the potential for rest. It is a safe, soft, and limitless space where you can finally stop being a person with a story and stop being a part of the quiet, eternal order of the night. Consider the feeling of release that comes with the realization that your labor is done. For the entirety of your day, you have been navigating the complexity of your own life, moving from one point to another, always adjusting, always responding. But here, the navigation is over. The journey is complete. You have reached the vault. The door is closed, the locks are set, and the mountain is guarding you. There is a profound sense of relief in knowing that there is absolutely nothing left for you to do. You are granted the luxury of total uninterrupted stillness. As you drift toward the final soft boundary of your awareness, notice how the very air seems to be lulling you to sleep. It is thick with the scent of the earth, the history of the resins, and the calm of the mountain. You are being pulled toward the center of your own silence, where the last flickers of thought are being extinguished by the soothing, cool dark. You are letting go of the thread of wakefulness, letting it slip through your fingers, watching it disappear into the void. You are ready. You are safe. You are drifting into the deepest, most restorative sleep of your life, held in the perfect silent embrace of the mountain's core. The vault has receded into a state of absolute crystalline quiet, where the air feels as thin and pure as the mountain air outside, yet warmed by the deep resonant safety of the earth. You are suspended in this coolness, feeling your physical form losing its sharpness. The edges of your body, where you end and the stone begins, are blurring into a soft, indistinct haze. You are becoming part of the room, a silent fixture in the center of this ancient protective space. The resins that line the shelves seem to be breathing with you, a steady balsamic expiration that keeps the atmosphere thick with tranquility. There is no urgency here, no ticking of a clock, only the slow rhythmic expansion of your lungs as you take in the scent of centuries-old peace. Think of your limbs as heavy, static things, completely reclaimed by the gravity of the mountain. You have no desire to lift a finger, no impulse to shift your position. The floor beneath you has accommodated every curve, every weight, every point of pressure, transforming into a perfectly molded bed of stone that feels as soft as silk. You are letting the tension of the day leak out of your muscles, dripping down into the floor like water soaking into dry earth. Your shoulders, once tight and guarded, are now loose and dropped. Your neck, the bridge that carried the weight of your thoughts, is now relaxed and neutral. You are finally truly unburdened. The silence has a depth you can almost touch. It is a thick, velvety quiet that cocoons you, filtering out the distant, impossible to hear echoes of the world above. In this sanctuary, your mind no longer needs to walk. It no longer needs to build models, create plans, or rehearse conversations. And those processes have been powered down one by one, like lights in a house at the end of the day. The internal monitor you used to navigate reality is now flickering and fading, and you are allowing it to go dark. It is a profound relief to stop being the person who has to know, to act, and to be. Here, you are simply the person who is. Focus on the sound of your own existence, the soft, rhythmic pumping of blood, the faint internal hum of your nervous system at rest. It is a song of completion. You have navigated the paths of your day. You have fulfilled your duties and you have arrived at the final silent destination. This sound is a lullaby that your body is singing to itself. It is a slow, steady, and mesmerizing loop that draws you further into the dark. Each heartbeat is a gentle wave that carries you away from the shore of your waking self, pulling you out into the deep dark and perfectly calm water of the night. The fragrance, the persistent sweet and grounding scent of the frankincense is the final thread connecting you to the physical world. It is a thin gossamer cord that you are happy to follow, even as it leads you into the realm of the dreamless. You are breathing it in, and as you do, you feel it washing over your brain, soothing the final sharp impulses of thought and turning them into soft, dreamlike images that hold no meaning. They are colors, shapes, and feelings that drift across the internal screen of your eyelids, changing slowly, fading quickly, and vanishing into the vast black emptiness. You are not chasing them, you are watching them leave. Everything in this world is designed for your transition. The walls are thick, the temperature is low, the light is absent, and the air is fragrant. It is an environment of total closure. You feel as though you are inside a beautiful, secure shell, and all you have to do is close your eyes to disappear completely. The world you left behind is already becoming a dream. The people, the places, the challenges, they have all lost their substance. They are merely ghosts of a life you don't need to live for the next several hours. You are fully entitled to this break. You are fully authorized to cease all operations. The final shift is happening now. You are sliding across the threshold into the deep, dark, and perfectly silent pool of restorative sleep. There is no fear, no hesitation, only the complete, undeniable necessity of closing your eyes and letting go. You are falling through the layers of the dark, feeling the weight of the day lift entirely, replaced by the cool, comforting pressure of the night. The silence is wrapping around you, hugging you, promising you that you will be held exactly this way for as long as you need. You are drifting, you are sinking, and you are finally blissfully asleep. The void is closed, the quiet is total, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. The atmosphere within the vault has attained a density of calm that feels almost tactile, a soft, heavy shroud that drapes over you and shuts out the remainder of your existence. You are lying in a space where the air itself seems to have been distilled into pure, cool stillness. The scent of frankincense and myrrh is no longer a distinct aroma. It has become the very texture of the air, a familiar, grounding presence that tells your brain that it is safe to abandon its posts. There is no wind here, no change in pressure, and no fluctuations in the environment. You are suspended in a state of unchanging, absolute grace, a sanctuary designed to be the final stop in the long journey of your day. Feel your body as it yields to the floor. It is a slow, methodical melting, where every muscle fiber releases its grip on the bone. Your feet are cold and heavy, your legs are dead weight, and your torso is flattened against the stone in a gesture of ultimate primal surrender. You are not trying to be comfortable. You have already reached the pinnacle of comfort. The floor is not hard. It is simply solid, and its solidity is what you need to feel to stop trying to hold yourself up. You are entirely supported by the foundation of the mountain, a bedrock that has remained unmoved for eons and will hold you steady for as long as your body requires this rest. The silence has become a living thing, a presence in the room that pulses in time with your own diminished heart rate. It is an expansive, cavernous silence that makes the room feel infinite. You have no walls, no ceiling, No floor in your mind. You are simply a point of consciousness floating in a vast, dark, and perfectly peaceful space. The noise of your life, the constant stream of words, the rapid-fire succession of visual stimuli, the persistent hum of ambition has been completely silenced. You are standing on the other side of that noise, looking back at it as if it were a TV show you have finally turned off. The relief of that silence is absolute. Listen to the sound of your own breathing. It is slow, deep, and incredibly thin. It is the sound of an economy of life, a system that has dialed itself down to the bare minimum of energy required to exist. You are not expending effort to breathe. The air is simply filling you and leaving you, a natural, mechanical ebb and flow that mimics the turning of the tides. Each cycle of your breath is a step away from the surface of wakefulness. Each time you let the air go, you are sinking deeper into the soft, dark cushion of the night. You are being lulled by your own biology, guided into a place where the concept of effort is entirely forgotten. Consider the memories of your day as if they were stones you have been carrying in your pockets. One by one, you are reaching in and setting them down on the floor of the vault. The frustration from the morning, the heavy responsibility of the afternoon, the nagging sense of things left undone. Each one is a stone, and you are leaving them here on the cool, dark stone of the chamber. You are becoming lighter as you shed them. You are standing or lying in this room unencumbered, finished with the work of the day, and finally free from the weight of your own concerns. It is an act of profound, necessary disposal. You don't need these stones tonight. You need to be light enough to float into your dreams. The images in your mind are now so soft that they are barely discernible. A flick of color, a hint of a sound, a feeling of texture, they are the final trailing echoes of your conscious life, and they are quickly being absorbed by the surrounding dark. You are watching them go with a sense of immense gratitude. You are not trying to hold on to anything. You are not trying to analyze your feelings about the day. You are simply stepping away from yourself, leaving the you who works and thinks and worries behind in the cold, clear, and quiet dark. You are now hovering on the very brink of sleep, that soft, velvety abyss that promises to take everything away and give you back a new, rested self in the morning. It is an invitation you are ready to accept. You feel the pull of it, a gentle magnetic force that is drawing you away from the shore of your reality. There is no fear of the dark here. The dark is your destination. You are letting go of the steering wheel, letting the current take you, and sinking into the center of your own quiet. Everything is finally, truly, and completely settled. The day is gone. The vault is yours. You are asleep. The air in the vault has settled into a state of profound absolute stillness, a cool and stable atmosphere that feels like a protective, invisible layer wrapped around your entire being. You are lying in a space where time has ceased its relentless forward motion, replaced by the slow, rhythmic breathing of the mountain itself. The faint, balsamic scent of frankincense and myrrh lingers in the air, not as a distraction, but as a comforting, grounding presence that anchors you to this hidden, silent refuge. You are fully attuned to the environment, your heartbeat slowing to match the enduring geological pace of the stone walls. There is no urgency here. The world above, with all its demands and light, has completely faded from your awareness, leaving only the cool, dark comfort of this sanctuary. Focus your attention on the utter release of your physical form. Your limbs feel remarkably heavy, as if the very stone floor is gently pulling you down into a state of permanent, effortless rest. Every muscle, from the fine, delicate fibers in your fingers to the large, powerful muscles in your legs, has surrendered its duty. You are no longer holding yourself together. The architecture of the room is holding you. You feel the cool surface of the stone rising up to meet you, providing a firm, unwavering support that allows you to let go of the last stubborn tension. Your spine, which has been your anchor throughout the day, is now long, flat, and completely at peace. You are not just resting, you are merging with the foundation of the sanctuary. The silence of this chamber is a deep, resonant quality that you can feel in your bones. It is not an empty, hollow silence, but a thick, velvet-like presence that insulates you from every external vibration. In this vacuum of noise, your mind is finally able to unspool. The intricate patterns of your thoughts, the plans, the worries, the small sharp frictions of your day are unraveling and falling away like frayed thread. You are observing this process with a sense of detached, tranquil amusement. You do not need these thoughts anymore. They are the tools of your waking life, and for tonight, they have been carefully stored away like precious goods in a sealed container, waiting for the sun to rise. Listen to the soft, muffled rhythm of your own heart. It is the only sound that exists in your internal landscape, a slow, steady pulse that beats with the cadence of a resting bird. It is the most honest sound you have ever heard, a pure rhythmic affirmation of your existence in this moment. You are not measuring this pulse. You are simply witnessing it, letting its steady beat act as a lullaby that guides you deeper and deeper into the dark. Each heartbeat is a gentle wave that washes over your awareness, smoothing out the remaining ripples of your consciousness and leaving you in a state of perfectly polished, mirror-like calm. Consider the darkness as a warm, protective blanket that you have pulled up over your head. It is a deep, rich black that invites you to close your eyes and never open them again until the morning. In this darkness, you are free to visualize whatever brings you the most comfort. Perhaps it is the gentle, steady glow of a candle that has long since burned out, or the way the shadows danced on the ceiling when you first entered the vault. You don't need to hold on to these images. Let them dissolve into the blackness. Let them be absorbed by the quiet. You are creating a space of total absence, a blank canvas where nothing is expected of you and nothing is required of you. You are drifting through the layers of the night, feeling the last thin threads of your wakefulness slipping through your fingers. It is a gentle, natural process, entirely guided by your body's innate wisdom. Your breath is becoming even shallower, a soft, almost imperceptible exchange of air that is perfectly sufficient for your current low energy state. You are being lulled by the coolness, the scent, and the silence. You are falling through the layers of the dark, passing through the soft, hazy barrier that separates the known world from the profound restorative mystery of sleep. Everything is ready. The vault is sealed. The history is kept. And you are finally truly off duty. There is no unfinished business here, no lingering concern that requires your attention. You have traveled the distance required to reach this rest. And now that you have arrived, you are staying. You are sinking deeper into the floor, deeper into the dark, and deeper into the quiet. The world has ceased to matter. There is only this room, this silence, and the beautiful, inevitable onset of sleep. Let go of the final anchor. Let the tide of the night take you, and drift into the deep, silent, and perfectly peaceful slumber that awaits you. You are home, you are safe, and you are entirely, blissfully asleep. The vault has transformed into a reservoir of absolute, unmoving stillness, a pocket of the world where time seems to have pulled and come to a rest. You are floating in this coolness, the air around you so refined and steady that it feels as though you are breathing the very essence of the mountain's bedrock. Every inhalation brings a subtle, cooling clarity to your lungs, while every exhale carries away a final, microscopic fragment of the day's turbulence. The scent of the resin, that rich, balsamic, and ancient aroma, is now a permanent fixture of the room's atmosphere, a soft, invisible blanket that keeps your nervous system in a state of deep, continuous decline. You are perfectly placed, perfectly cool, and perfectly at ease. Your physical form has reached its final state of surrender. Notice how your limbs have become so incredibly heavy that they feel as though they are sinking into the stone, finding a perfect custom-fit indentation in the floor. You have ceased the effort of maintaining your posture. Gravity is doing that for you now, and it is a kind, supporting force that pulls you toward the earth with a gentle, consistent pressure. Your hands, once so active and purposeful, are now completely inert. Their fingers curl in a natural, relaxed posture of release. Your shoulders have descended to their lowest possible point, creating a wide open feeling across your chest that allows your heart to beat without any physical interference. This is the ultimate relaxation, a state where you are held by the architecture of the vault, allowing your body to focus entirely on the restorative work that is already beginning to happen at the cellular level. The silence here is profound, a dense, velvet textured quiet that cushions you from the world. It is not an empty void, but a living, breathing stillness that matches your own quiet internal state. In this environment, your thoughts have finally stopped their frantic circular motion. The mental machinery you use to navigate the day has been powered down, leaving a clean, open, and dark expanse where you can simply be. You are not waiting for anything. You are not anticipating a transition. You are simply existing in the current moment, which is already a state of perfect dreamlike rest. If a stray memory of the outside world touches your awareness, it dissolves instantly, having no substance to take hold in this quiet atmosphere. Focus your attention on the rhythmic, muffled cadence of your own heartbeat. It is the only movement in this dark, silent chamber, a slow and steady drum that reminds you of your own safety. It is a comforting internal anchor, a reliable metronome that tracks your journey into the deep night. You don't need to try to control this rhythm. It is already harmonizing with the stillness of the room, becoming slower, softer, and more spaced out with every passing second. You are riding the wave of this rhythm, letting it carry you further away from the shore of your waking consciousness and out into the vast dark ocean of the deep restorative dream. Consider the darkness as a soft, impenetrable veil that separates you from everything you were responsible for today. It is a forgiving absolute darkness that erases the boundaries of the room, leaving you in a space that feels both infinite and incredibly intimate. You are safe in this dark. It is a familiar warm space where you can retreat whenever the world becomes too loud or the tasks become too demanding. You are the architect of this sanctuary, and you have built it to be the perfect place to let go. You have closed the door to your duties, and you have no intention of opening it until the morning, when the sun reaches the highlands again. The images that cross your mind now are dreamlike, ephemeral fragments that hold no meaning and demand no response. They are like clouds passing over the moon, briefly visible and then gone, absorbed into the immense dark sky of your subconscious. You are not engaging with them. You are not analyzing them. You are simply an observer, watching the colors shift and the shapes fade, feeling the gentle pull of the unconscious tugging at the corners of your awareness. It is a beautiful, natural, and necessary slide into the depths of your own mind, where you will be rebuilt, healed, and refreshed. Everything is finalized. The day is behind you, stored away in the silence like a book that has been finished and closed. You have reached the final station of your journey, and you are permitted to stay here in this quiet for as long as you need. There is no requirement for you to be anything other than exactly what you are, a living, breathing, resting presence in the heart of the stone. The darkness is enveloping you now, a warm protective tide that is pulling you under, deep into the calm, silent, and wonderfully dark world of sleep. You are letting go, drifting, and finally completely at peace. You are home in the dark. The vault has settled into the final, deepest state of nighttime tranquility, a cool and stable environment where the air itself seems to have crystallized into a soft, protective silence. You are lying in this subterranean sanctuary, and the sensation of being held by the stone is absolute. The cool air is crisp and clean, devoid of any surface dust or heat, and each breath you take feels like a direct infusion of the mountain's own ancient, quiet power. The persistent, balsamic aroma of the frankincense and myrrh has become a part of your own physiology, a fragrant marker that signals to every cell in your body that the work of the day has concluded. You are entirely comfortably and securely contained. Your physical body has reached the point of total blissful surrender. Notice the profound heavy sensation of your limbs. They feel as though they have been drained of all unnecessary energy, leaving behind a form that is solid, stable, and deeply rooted to the floor. The stone beneath you is not cold, it is the perfect neutral temperature of the earth, providing a firm foundation that allows your nervous system to power down completely. Your spine is straight, your neck is soft, and your hands are resting in a state of open, untethered relaxation. You are not holding on to anything. You are not bracing for anything. You are allowing the gravity of this deep, quiet room to guide you into a perfect natural and necessary alignment. The silence is now a heavy, varied-like presence that fills every corner of the vault, muffling the external world and drawing your attention entirely inward. In this void, your thoughts have finally run their course. The complex analytical structures you used to manage your life have been dismantled, leaving behind a wide, dark, and peaceful interior landscape. You are not trying to be still, you are simply allowing the stillness to exist within you. If a memory of your day surfaces, it is instantly recognized as a relic of a time that has already passed, and it is allowed to dissolve into the dark without a single moment of resistance. You are untethered from the past and unburdened by the future. Focus your awareness on the slow, muffled thrum of your own heartbeat. It is the only movement in this dark, silent chamber, a steady, rhythmic drumbeat that resonates deep within your chest. This is the pulse of the mountain, and you are harmonizing with it. With every beat, you feel yourself drifting further away from the surface, sinking deeper into the soft velvet dark. Each interval between the beats is a moment of total profound peace, a pause in time that allows you to reset and recharge. You are observing this rhythm with a sense of complete detachment, letting it lead you toward the threshold of sleep with the steady, unwavering patience of the tides. Consider the darkness as a soft, protective cocoon that has been woven specifically for you. It is a deep, warm, and infinite black that shelters you from the expectations and demands of the world above. In this dark, you are free to exist simply as a conscious being, unburdened by the labels and roles that define your waking life. This is the most sacred of spaces, a place where you are not required to be productive, to be intelligent, to be strong, or to be known. You are permitted to simply be. You are shielded by the earth, guarded by the silence, and kept safe by the profound ancient peace of this subterranean vault. The images that cross your awareness are now soft, blurry impressions that hold no substance. They are like reflections on the surface of a deep, dark pool, distortions that vanish as soon as you attempt to fix your gaze upon them. You are watching them dissipate with a sense of deep personal relief. You have no need to understand these shadows, no need to weave them into a narrative, and no need to hold on to them. They are the final trailing thoughts of a day that has been finished. You are watching them sink into the depths, and as they go, they are taking the last remnants of your wakefulness with them. Everything is complete. The vault is locked. The scents are settled, and the silence is total. You are standing on the very edge of the deep, dark, and restorative abyss of sleep. There is no resistance, no fear, and no desire to turn back. You are choosing this. You are choosing the peace, the cool air, and the absolute safety of the dark. You are letting go of the steering wheel, letting the current of the night carry you deeper and deeper into the silence, and you are finally, truly, perfectly asleep. The world you left behind is already a dream, and you are fully, completely, and blissfully home. The vault has become a place of absolute elemental stillness, a sanctuary where the air is cool, thin, and remarkably pure, stripped of all the chaos and heat of the surface world. You are lying in this subterranean refuge, and the sensation of being cradled by the mountain is profound. Every breath you take is a deliberate, slow, and restorative act, pulling in the faint woody and balsamic fragrance of the resin that has been kept here for ages. This scent is your final tether to the present moment, a gentle aromatic anchor that ensures your mind remains focused on the singular task of finding rest. There is no shift in temperature, no change in the light, and no sound to break the wall of tranquility that you have built around yourself. You are completely and utterly at peace within these ancient stone walls. Your body has reached the final stage of total surrender. Every single muscle has relinquished its command, letting go of the tension that defined your waking hours. Your feet are heavy, rooted to the stone. Your legs are soft and inert. Your back is perfectly aligned and pressed into the floor, and your hands are relaxed, their fingers resting in the natural curved positions of deep sleep. You are no longer consciously managing your limbs. They are being supported by the immovable, reliable strength of the mountain. By letting your full weight sink into the floor, you are tapping into a reservoir of stability that makes it impossible to feel anything but completely secure. You are not holding on to anything anymore. Neither your plans nor your identity nor your physical awareness. You are simply letting yourself be held. The silence here is not empty. It is a rich, velvet-like substance that fills the room and buffers you against the rest of the world. It is a quiet so absolute that it feels like a weightless blanket, protecting you from the restlessness that usually keeps you tethered to your tasks. In this space, the internal monologue that you carry with you throughout the day has finally gone silent. The constant repetitive loop of your thoughts, the plans for the morning, the analysis of your choices, the lingering worries has dissolved into the darkness. You are observing this absence of thought with a sense of profound personal satisfaction. It is a true relief to stop the mental engine, to put the gear into neutral, and to allow the stillness to wash over your consciousness. Listen to the rhythmic, muffled beat of your own heart. It is the only sound that exists in this dark, silent chamber, a slow, steady, and entirely predictable cadence that acts as a beacon for your relaxation. It is a sound that connects you to the earth, a biological metronome that is perfectly tuned to the pace of your recovery. Each beat is a reminder that you are a living thing that knows how to heal, a system that knows how to power down, and a consciousness that knows how to let go. You are not trying to guide this beat, you are simply witnessing it, letting it serve as a soft, hypnotic lullaby that carries you deeper and deeper into the dark. The darkness is no longer something you perceive with your eyes, it's something you inhabit with your entire being. It is a deep, warm, and protective black that seems to expand in every direction, erasing the dimensions of the room and leaving you in a space that feels both vast and incredibly intimate. You are safe in this dark. It is a blank canvas that expects nothing from you. There are no expectations to fulfill here, no people to impress, and no problems to solve. You are in a private locked space and you have every right to remain here for as long as your body requires. You are not just resting, you are replenishing. The images that cross your mind are now so soft and ephemeral that they have lost all meaning. They are like wisps of smoke drifting in a windless room, slowly changing shape, fading in intensity, and finally disappearing into the vast dark sky of your subconscious. You are watching them go with a sense of immense gratitude. You are not holding on to them, not interpreting them, not trying to give them form. You are letting them slip away into the void, knowing that they are merely the last, trailing echoes of a day that has been finished. As they fade, they are taking the last remnants of your wakefulness with them, leaving you in a state of pure, unadorned peace. Everything is complete. The vault is sealed. The air is still and your labor is over. You are standing on the very edge of the deep, dark, and restorative abyss of sleep. There is no resistance, no hesitation, and no desire to turn back. You are choosing this. You are choosing the peace, the coolness, and the absolute safety of the dark. You are letting go of the steering wheel, letting the current of the night carry you deeper and deeper into the silence, and you are finally, truly, and perfectly asleep. You are home in the dark, safe and held, and ready for the long, quiet night ahead. The vault has transformed into a sanctuary of absolute, unwavering quiet, a space where the air itself feels as though it has been distilled into a cool, refreshing essence. You are lying within this stone chamber, enveloped by an atmosphere so stable and serene that every heartbeat seems to reverberate through the floor like a soft, comforting drum. The scent of the resin, that faint, earthy, and balsamic note that has permeated this space for centuries, is now your primary reality, acting as a sensory anchor that tells your mind it is time to cease its wandering. There is no shift in your environment, no flicker of light, and no sudden movement. There is only the consistent, rhythmic reality of the dark and the profound, heavy comfort of the stone beneath you. Consider the feeling of your body's weight, the way it has completely integrated with the floor. You are not holding any part of yourself up. You have surrendered that task to the mountain. Your feet, your knees, your hips, your shoulders, and your head are all making firm, intentional contact with the floor, creating a sense of being grounded that you have not felt all day. This is the ultimate relaxation, a state of total muscular release where you are no longer trying to perform, to react, or to be. You are simply allowing yourself to be supported, to be held, and to be entirely at peace within the protective shell of this vault. The tension has not just lessened, it has been entirely replaced by a profound, heavy, and blissful stillness. The silence has a depth that feels almost physical, a dense velvet texture presence that insulates you from everything outside. It is a quiet that possesses weight, a quiet that presses gently against your skin and invites you to sink further into the dark. In this space, the internal monologue that usually defines your personality has completely ceased. The constant repetitive narrative of your goals, your worries, and your identity has been silenced, leaving behind a wide, dark, and empty space where you can simply exist. You're not thinking, you are witnessing. You're not planning, you are resting. You are experiencing the rarity of a moment where there is absolutely nothing you need to change and nothing you need to achieve. Listen to the muffled, slow motion beat of your own heart. It's the only movement in this dark, silent chamber, a steady, rhythmic pulse that resonates in the hollow of your chest. This is the sound of life in its most natural, unhurried state. Each beat is a reminder that your body knows how to heal, how to recover, and how to preserve its energy for the night. You are not controlling this beat, you are simply allowing it to guide you deeper into the silence. With every pulse, you feel yourself drifting further away from the surface, sinking into the velvet depths of the night, feeling your awareness blur and soften until the distinction between your body and the room begins to fade. Consider the darkness as a soft protective shroud that you have pulled up over the world. It is a deep, warm, and infinite black that shelters you from the expectations, the demands, and the pressures of the day. In this dark, you are free to lose your shape, to lose your name, and to lose your history. You are permitted to exist as a consciousness, a breath, and a pulse, shielded by the thickness of the mountain and the secrecy of the vault. This is your personal, private world, and you have every right to remain here for as long as you need. There is no one coming for you, no task waiting for you, and no problem that needs your attention until the morning sun hits the highlands. The images that cross your mind now are so soft, so distant, and so ethereal that they have lost all power over you. They are like wisps of shadow on a dark wall, moving slowly, changing shape, and eventually dissolving into the void. You are watching them go with a sense of immense quiet gratitude. You are not holding on to them. You are not trying to give them meaning. You are letting them slip away into the dark, knowing that they are merely the final trailing echoes of a day that has been finished. As they fade, they are taking the last remnants of your wakefulness with them, leaving you in a state of pure, unadorned, and dreamless peace. Everything is finalized. The vault is sealed. The air is still, and your labor is over. You are standing on the very edge of the deep, dark, and restorative abyss of sleep. There is no resistance, no hesitation, and no desire to turn back. You are choosing this. You are choosing the peace, the cool air, and the absolute safety of the dark. You are letting go of the steering wheel, letting the current of the night carry you deeper and deeper into the silence, and you are finally truly and perfectly asleep. You are home in the dark, safe and held, and ready for the long quiet night ahead. You are sinking, and now finally you are perfectly at rest. The vault is now a complete vacuum of activity, a pristine chamber of absolute stillness, where the atmosphere is so calm it feels like time itself has been suspended. You are lying in the center of this cool stone enclosure, and the air around you is thick with the scent of ancient resins, a balsamic grounding aroma that acts as a soothing balm to your entire nervous system. The temperature is perfect, a stable, subterranean cool that keeps your body in a state of low energy equilibrium. You are not just resting, you are sinking into the very fabric of the mountain, becoming a permanent part of the silence that has filled this space for centuries. Every fiber of your being is signaling that the journey is over, that the doors are shut, and that the only remaining task is to succumb to the night. Feel how your muscles have reached the final limit of their relaxation. There is no trace of residual tension, no bracing against the floor, no holding of the breath. Your entire frame has become heavy and soft, yielding completely to the support of the stone. Your feet, your calves, your thighs, your chest, and your arms are all perfectly still, resting in a configuration of total surrender. You have abandoned the need to move, the need to adjust, and even the need to perceive. The floor beneath you is not a surface, it's a foundation that is holding you securely, allowing you to let go of the last fragile threads of your wakeful awareness. You are being held in a cradle of stone, and it is the most secure place in the world. The silence has a depth that is profoundly comforting. It is a thick, velvet darkness that wraps around you, shielding your senses from the world outside. There is no sound to follow, no conversation to track, and no rhythm to mimic other than your own. In this absence of stimulation, your mind has finally stopped its endless churning. The narrative of your life, the stories you tell yourself about who you are, what you need to do, and where you need to go, has faded into the background, becoming nothing more than a faint, distant hum that is quickly being swallowed by the quiet. You are in a state of pure, unadorned existence, a consciousness that has no shape, no weight, and no responsibility. Listen to the steady rhythmic pulse of your own heart. It is the only movement in the room, a slow, deep vibration that echoes softly in the chamber of your chest. This rhythm is a tether, a gentle hypnotic guide that pulls you further into the center of the dark. You're not trying to count the beats or change the tempo. You are simply allowing them to drift by, each one a signal that you are safe, that you are alive, and that you are allowed to rest. With every passing moment, the rhythm becomes more subtle, more internal, more profoundly quiet, until it feels as though the beat of your heart is the beat of the vault itself. Consider the darkness as a soft, warm embrace. It is a vast, unending space that offers you complete anonymity. In this dark, you are not a person with a history. You are a being of the present moment, floating in a sea of tranquility. There is no one here to demand your time, no one here to evaluate your choices, and no one here to require your presence. You have successfully navigated the complexities of your day, and now you have arrived at the only place where those complexities do not exist. You are off the clock. You are finished. You are authorized to disappear into the depths of your own mind. The images that dance across your awareness are now so faint and abstract that they hold no meaning. They are like reflections on the surface of a dark still pool, fleeting, distorted, and eventually gone. You are watching them dissipate with a sense of immense quiet relief. You have no attachment to these thoughts, no desire to hold them, and no reason to understand them. They are merely the final lingering echoes of a day that has been finished. As they fade, they are taking the last remnants of your wakefulness with them, leaving you in a state of pure, unadorned, and dreamless peace. Everything is finalized. The vault is sealed, the air is still, and your labor is over. You are standing on the very edge of the deep, dark, and restorative abyss of sleep. There is no resistance, no hesitation, and no desire to turn back. You are choosing this. You are choosing the peace, the cool air, and the absolute safety of the dark. You are letting go of the steering wheel, letting the current of the night carry you deeper and deeper into the silence, and you are finally, truly, and perfectly asleep. You are home, in the dark, safe and held, and ready for the long, quiet night ahead. You are sinking, and now, finally, you are perfectly at rest. The world has settled into the final profound phase of the night, a state of stillness so complete that even the air feels as though it has stopped moving. You are held in the absolute center of this tranquility, suspended in the cool subterranean dark. The fragrance of the aged resins, those ancient hardened offerings of the earth, has become the only thing you know of the world beyond your own breath. It is a scent of endurance, of patience, and of a peace that existed long before you and will continue long after you have moved on. You are breathing in this history, letting the slow balsamic aroma fill your lungs, and feeling the last tiny ripples of your consciousness flatten out into a perfectly smooth dark expanse. There is nothing left to do, nowhere left to be, and no one left to answer to you. Are completely and entirely free. Notice how your body has ceased to be a collection of moving parts and has instead become a single unified weight pressing into the stone. Every joint is locked in a position of perfect comfort. Every muscle is as soft and pliable as it has ever been. The floor of the vault is not a hard surface, but a generous, unmoving embrace that holds you exactly where you need to be. You can feel the coolness of the stone drawing out the final lingering heat of your day, taking with it the last of the nervous energy that kept you alert. You are becoming as cool, as solid, and as quiet as the mountain itself. This is the ultimate natural alignment, where your physical presence is perfectly matched to the environment, and there is no friction, no resistance, and no discord. The silence has a depth that is truly remarkable, a quality that seems to absorb all sound, all movement, and all thought. It is not an emptiness, it is a presence, a heavy velvet-like force that cocoons you from the rest of the universe. In this silence, the internal dialogue that you have carried with you from morning to night has finally extinguished itself. Those circular, anxious thoughts have reached the end of their path and simply stopped. You are not waiting for anything to happen, not anticipating a change, and not preparing for a next step. You are content to remain exactly here, in this frozen moment, as the night outside continues its slow, steady rotation. The relief of this silence is so profound that it feels like a physical weight being lifted from your shoulders. Listen to the rhythmic, muffled pulse of your own heart. It is the only indicator that you are still anchored to the realm of the living. A slow, deep vibration that resonates in your chest, like a drum in a hollow cave. It is the most beautiful, reliable, and patient sound you have ever known. Each beat is an invitation to go further into the darkness, a gentle hypnotic nudge that reminds you that you are safe, that you are protected, and that you have earned this rest. You are not tracking the beats, not checking your pulse, and not trying to regulate your rhythm. You are simply allowing the natural internal beat of your heart to act as a tether, pulling you closer and closer to the soft, dark water of true deep sleep. Consider the darkness as a protective, infinite ocean that you have stepped into. It is not a void that you are afraid of, but a medium that you are floating in. It is a dark, warm, and entirely forgiving space where you can let go of everything that defines you in the light. Your name, your responsibilities, your failures, and your successes. They are all left at the door of the void. They have no place in this darkness. Here, you are just a soul in transition, moving from the labor of the day to the restoration of the night. You are unburdened, unobserved, and completely anonymous. This anonymity is the ultimate freedom, the gift of being able to disappear into the dark and emerge renewed in the morning. The images that dance across your awareness are now so faint, so ephemeral, and so fragmented that they have no meaning. They are like reflections on the surface of a deep black pond, shadows that shimmer for a moment and then vanish when the water settles. You are watching them dissipate with a sense of immense quiet gratitude. You are not trying to capture these images, not trying to understand their origin, and not trying to weave them into a story. They are merely the final lingering echoes of a day that has been finished. As they fade, they are taking the last remnants of your wakefulness with them, leaving you in a state of pure, unadorned, and blissful peace. Everything is finalized. The vault is sealed, the air is still, and your labor is over. You are standing on the very edge of the deep, dark, and restorative abyss of sleep. There is no resistance, no hesitation, and no desire to turn back. You are choosing this. You are choosing the peace, the cool air, and the absolute safety of the dark. You are letting go of the steering wheel, letting the current of the night carry you deeper and deeper into the silence, and you are finally, truly, and perfectly asleep. You are home in the dark, safe and held and ready for the long, quiet night ahead. You are sinking, and now finally, you are perfectly at rest, enveloped in the beautiful, silent cradle of the mountain.
Sleepy History with Arthur is created for relaxation, entertainment, and sleep purposes. The stories shared on this channel are inspired by historical events, daily life, and real periods in history, but they may be simplified, adapted, or narrated in a calming way to enhance the listening experience.
This content is not intended to be a precise academic or educational source.
While we aim to stay generally accurate, some details may be altered for storytelling flow and relaxation. Please do not rely on this channel as a primary source for historical research or study. By listening, you acknowledge that this content is designed to help you unwind, relax, and fall asleep. Thank you for your understanding and support.